yelling on and cheering on their teammates. And in this scenario, we have to spread out and use masks on the sideline, and just a lot of different things you put in place to try to keep everyone safe and keep everybody playing each week to week.
So as you were the offensive coordinator last year, how does it feel that you are now the head coach, and what is different about all that? And do you really like it, or what is your opinion on that?
Being the offensive coordinator is pretty fun because, you're able to do a lot of game planning. You have some control over what plays happen in what situations and what may work best against another team. And that's exciting and fun, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into that. But I would say that being the head coach is a whole different animal because you're really dealing with more logistic things, how practice will be run, when you'll have coaches meetings, setting up trade film with the other coaches, communicating with other coaches and other athletic directors, also communicating with parents and students or student athletes about when practices are going to be, when games are going to be. So I guess if I had to pick which one I enjoyed more, it would definitely be being the offensive coordinator. But under the circumstances this year, we wanted to make sure that we kind of had things in place for our players that were familiar. So having someone that was already on the staff be the head coach this year was important to us. So, just stepped up to do it for this instance and for this school year.
So as you know, last year, making it to the Final Four, now all of those juniors are now up to seniors, have a lot of upperclassmen this year. What do they have to do to make it back to the Final Four and have a chance to get back to get to the state championship?
Yeah, definitely. I think that is a goal. And we do have a tremendous senior class and a group of kids that have worked really, really hard and been supportive of one another and have been working for a common goal to reach the ultimate goal, which is getting to the state finals and playing in Lucas Oil Stadium. And that's on their minds, I think, often. But we talk about taking each day at a time, taking each game at a time, and I think that's important to stay focused. And they've done that. So I think they've done everything they've needed to do to be prepared under these circumstances. You never know what each week is going to bring. Sometimes you think you're playing one opponent on a Thursday, and by Friday it may change. So last week was one of those situations where we thought we had a game, then it got canceled, and then we were looking at multiple options to play and just didn't come to fruition. But, we could have been making a decision on Thursday night to play a team that we hadn't prepped for. And I think with the experience we have, I think we'd be okay with that, but it would be a challenge. And then the other thing I would say about getting back to this Final Four, to the state finals, people talk about the pressure of, having a good season or having a decent season or having a winning season. And I think sometimes when the expectations are really, really high, like they are with this year's class, it's even more pressure because, there's an expectation of what you're going to do or what you're capable of doing. And so there is that element of, people think that we should be there. People think we should repeat. People think we should be able to do that again. And I do think that the potential is there. But it's not an easy road, no matter how good you are, no matter how much experience you have. Other teams are getting better all the time. There are teams that are good in our sectional. There are teams that are, if we are fortunate enough to win our sectional, that'll be good in the regional. So it'll be a challenge, even with all the returning experience that we have.
So with that returning experience, these players aren't going to be here forever. So what is going on to help prepare underclassmen like freshmen and sophomores get ready to play on Friday nights?
Yeah, so, the JV season is important, and we talk about it a lot of times as JV being developmental, and you want to focus on the fundamentals and understanding the game and getting better at your position. This year, we're fortunate with the upperclassmen we have to have some experience even at the JV level. So we're experiencing some success down there. We've played 2 games thus far, and we are undefeated, 2-0. And we've played some teams that I think are probably a step up in competition for our JV. week one, we weren't able to play Eastern's JV because they didn't have one. So we picked up Providence, and they had a good quality team with some big guys and some fast kids. And we squeaked out a win and came back at the end of the game to win the game. So that was exciting, good experience for our younger players, but also just exciting to experience that success. And then this week on Monday, we traveled to Clarksville, which is a pretty good, healthy bus ride for a JV game, and went down there and started off a little sluggish, but played well. It was a physical game against a big team that had athletes as well. They didn't have a whole lot of kids on their sideline for the JV team, but they had big kids playing line, and they had a real big running back and a skilled quarterback and some receivers, and coming away with that game with a win, and being 2-0 in the season bodes well for our future.
So, and then there are some like junior high, a junior high team this year, and even the youth leagues that play in the whole county. Like, what is going through them? Like, what is being done to prepare them to be able to come up to high school and really help us win games and get far into the tournament?
Yeah, so our junior high, we're happy to have two really good high-quality coaches and guys that love the game of football, in Cade Powers and Troy McKinney, both former players. And they're working hard. The junior high doesn't have a lot of numbers right now, but the guys that are out playing are good quality players, and we're looking forward to them starting up competition after Labor Day. Youth League right now, I think, is still kind of up in the air. We're not sure what's happening with that. I know that we do have plans if there isn't a Salem Youth League, if there's not the Salem Park and Rec doesn't have the Youth League program this year, we got a backup plan. Maybe have sixth graders come up and play some junior high football, because a lot of schools do have middle school kids on their team, which would include sixth grade. So we want them to have a season for sure. And for those others that don't, we may organize something in the realm of like a flag football league, keep them active, keep them excited about playing football for the future.
And going back over to the high school team from last year, we did lose a lot of very skilled seniors from last year. What has been done to like have other players step into these positions that have really just been filled by these very skilled guys for the past few years?
Yeah, we've definitely lost some players that were able to do special things. Harrison Sanford and Chase Farmer were both very explosive on the offensive side, and then contributed on the defensive side as well. And then I think when you coach teams, you need to be able to adapt to the strength of your players. And so last year we primarily played with one running back and multiple receivers because we had depth at receiver. This year we've kind of geared things more to our strength, which is our offensive line and our tight ends being able to block really well and also be involved in the passing game. So you'll see us in more two-back sets than we are in one, just because our team's built that way. And then there are some guys that have very good playmakers that just haven't had the opportunity because who they were behind. So, you take a player like Parker Green, who's got the capability to stretch the field, and he's got good speed and length, and, he's got the ability to make big plays in games as well. And then we move some older guys around, and, Bobby Stevens, not just lining up in the backfield, moving him to the outside where he could be dangerous also. And then we also got a young group of players that have some speed and skill that have just joined the team as freshmen. And, at this point, they're probably not seeing the field a whole lot, but at some point in the season, you could see them potentially going out there and making some plays here and there. And then defensively, the strength of our team is just like our offense. It's the front seven, so linebackers and defensive linemen. And then on the backside, we have never had to play Holden at defensive back, but he's certainly capable, and so he's lined up back there to help out. And I feel like the guys that have had to step up have done a good job of it, and I think we'll be as strong as last year, if not stronger. So we look forward to seeing how those guys perform in those key positions.
So talking about Holden, with him at quarterback, he's very good at throwing and running the ball. How do you plan on getting him out in open space and being able to run the ball?
Yeah, the game plan has a lot of option read in it, where, you look to run zone play one direction, and that leaves one guy on the backside unblocked, and you got the ability to make a guy make a wrong decision, and then your quarterback make a big play off of it. We also have more designed run options for him this year, so it's definitely in the game plan to use him both in the passing game and the throwing game. And the other thing we always encourage him to do is, be creative and make plays. So if a situation presents itself and we've called a pass play and he's either sprinted out of the pocket or the pocket breaks down and he's dropped back, to be confident in tucking the ball and making a play with his feet, because he's got that ability to do that.
So as of right now, we do have a game every Friday night, a different opponent every week. What goes into really preparing for these different teams every week with just 1 week, sometimes even less than that, to prepare for the team?
Yeah, so the way the process works typically is on a Thursday, like today is Thursday, I'll be contacting the coach that we play the next week, and we'll be arranging for a film trade. And a part of being a part of the IFCA, the Indiana Football Coaches Association, is that we have agreements with the other coaches that we will share film with each other and we'll give them equivalent quality film. And we're supposed to give the 2 most recent games. Sometimes a team may request another game, and we never have any issue with that. But so we would trade them 2 game films, and they would trade us 2 game films. And the coaches we would make sure that was arranged for after the game. We get them uploaded online, and that trade happens online on a program we use called Huddle. And then even that evening, our coaches, once the trade is done, after our game Friday night, late in the evening, we'll watch through that game film of our opponent for the next week, and just kind of get an idea, sitting there together talking about it. On Saturdays, we don't have any coaches meetings, and coaches will individually look at the teams we're playing and look for weaknesses and look for, the type of defense they may run, the type of offense they may run, picking out some of their favorite plays. And then on Sunday, every Sunday, we have a coaches meeting. We meet at 2:00 in the afternoon and usually meet for several hours into the evening, game planning for what we'll do to take advantage of our strengths and the opponent's weakness, and then prepare our practice plans for each day. We do all of our practice planning on Sunday to prepare, so we know that on Tuesday during our offensive individual, we'll work on this because it's something we saw in ourselves that we needed to improve, or we saw that would be an opportunity for us against our opponent. And then it allows us to set up our scout defense so that our offense is prepared to face the defense we're running, and vice versa. We draw up all of their offensive plays that we feel like are important so that we can practice our defense against them. So it's a process and it's work, but we got some coaches that are really good at it and like doing it. So it's time well spent scouting your opponent.
So again, going back to last year, the Senators went undefeated in the PLAC and won the PLAC. Where do you see the Senators at right now in terms of the PLAC, and where do you think they'll end up at the end of the year?
I do think that our team is in the top tier of teams in our conference. I will say, as a conference as a whole, I think we get better every year. It used to be at some points there was a top tier, a middle tier, and a lower tier. And now I feel like, there's kind of a log jam up there in the top middle tier area and fewer teams that I would consider lower tier teams. So, the competition gets better all the time, but I definitely I believe that we should be in the hunt for another conference championship. There's definitely good competition out there. This Friday will be a good measuring stick for us. And then in addition to Mitchell, Valley's played us really tough the last few years. We've played them twice a year for 2 years in a row. and they've played hard and they've played us tough, and those have been good games. And then Paoli and Perry Central are definitely teams that you cannot leave out when you talk about top tier teams in our conference.
So as of last week, we did not have a game, and what goes into really trying to find a new opponent that if somebody cancels and can't play that week, what goes into finding a new opponent to play?
Yeah, I mean, this is really uncharted territory because very rarely in the past did you get last-minute cancellations. You may have, known a couple weeks in advance there might be a game canceled and you'd have time to look. It was feverish trying to look and find a game after we found out on Tuesday we wouldn't be playing Crawford County. So we just start contacting schools. There's a site online, John Harrell Football, that lists every school's schedules and shows their open weeks, so you can go there and see what schools are open. I sent out a message to the IFCA, and they sent it out to all the coaches saying we're looking for this game, and that kind of creates some leads. And then Mr. Russell posts things on the IHSAA, and he's searching as well. So we got both of us out there looking, contacting coaches, contacting athletic directors. And there were multiple times that we seemed like we were this close to getting a game last week. And it just didn't work out. There weren't many teams in Indianapolis South that were looking for games. There were a couple that we even reached out to way north, all the way up as far north as Lafayette or Fort Wayne, and talked about, hey, could we meet halfway and play somewhere, rent a field potentially, or play on a Saturday so allow for the travel time? And it just didn't work out. Frustrating, disappointing, but we worked on it all the way up till Thursday night at about 9:30. I was still talking to a coach from another school, and it just didn't happen, unfortunately.
So, when you're trying to find another game, how far are you, willing to go just to get our guys out there and be able to play the sport that they love?
Yeah, I mean, you want to do all you can to play. So you kind of go with the motto of whoever, wherever, but there are limitations. A drive over 4 hours is going to be stretching us really thin, and it also hurt us a little bit that Kentucky isn't starting their football until after Labor Day. They're not even starting their practices. In the past, we maybe even looked out to Kentucky because of where we live. It'd be closer travel and play one of those teams than going, 4 hours north in the state of Indiana. So, there were some limitations. And then there are also some limitations where you want to look out for your kids. We got quality players, maybe even the quality of players of our starters that, you'd say, yeah, they're as quality as some 3A, 4A, 5A programs, but we don't have the depth that those programs have. So it's a little iffy on, hey, do you reach out and play a good 5A school in a situation where, they got the depth to keep rotating guys in, and we don't quite have that depth. And if there are any kind of injuries that mount up because of the opponent you're playing, you're sacrificing something for the future. You might be sacrificing a conference championship to go play a top 10 ranked 5A school. And so you want to do the smart thing as a coach and protect your players and protect the program's future. So, in your mind you say whoever, wherever, but we also have to be the adults and protect the kids on our team. And so there is an extent to that. But we are open to playing, and we looked into every option. So it's just a difficult decision to make at the last minute and working all the way up to the last minute.
So tonight there will be the game showed of the sectional last year. What goes in to getting prepared for a sectional game? Is it any different than just a regular season game, or do you have to go through more things to get prepared?
I would say you can go a little more in depth with your scouting of the opponent because you may have more film on them, or you at least know of more teams that they've played later in the season. So you have more information about who you're playing. Um, However, you also want to be cognizant of the kids and where they are physically, because a football season can be long and it can be hard on your body. So we've always gone by the mentality of, shorten things up as you get further along. There's no reason to do things 100 times if you can do them a very high quality and very good focus and get it done 10 times. Because you don't want those repetitive hits and those repetitive blocks that could take their toll over time. And you want your team to be in top-notch physical shape at the end of the season. So the kids in advanced PE, the way they change their workouts, the things they do for them to try to help rehab their bodies, that's very important. And then what we do in practice is very important. Not just preparing for them, but also being aware of how we're treating our players and their bodies so that they're in the best shape possible to play those games late in the season.
So you mentioned the advanced PE program here at school. What kind of things do athletes or even just people who want to be in better shape, what do they really do at advanced PE?
Yeah, there's a couple of components. Right now it's difficult because we're not using our weight room because of COVID, but there's a strength component, there's a speed component, and there's a flexibility component. And we don't shortchange any of those things. There are some teams that want to be as big as they can be and strong as they can be, which that's good. It makes for a good football team, or it makes for a good particular position, like an offensive lineman or something maybe. But we believe that we want all of our kids to be the top athletic performance that they can be in. So we also focus on the speed and the flexibility piece, because flexibility is so important in so many different sports, and it helps to prevent injuries. It makes the ligaments stronger. And then the speed component, you get out there in any competition, if you have an advantage in speed, you have a big advantage in the competition. So we focus equally on all three parts of those things.
And last question before we go. As of right now, do we still have all of our planned games for the following weeks together still, or has anybody else canceled?
Yeah, as of now, we look good for the next couple of weeks. That so subject to change. It's such a volatile environment right now. But Springs Valley, who had to cancel their game last week, is now getting their players back, and they should be ready to go against us next week. And then the games following that, Paoli and Perry Central, they got large teams that could probably weather, the storm of, losing a couple kids here and there. It would just be a situation if a team had to completely quarantine due to the COVID pandemic. So our plan is to play those conference games, and go win another conference championship. And then, later in the year, we got a second half to our season that consists of county rival Salem. And right now we have week 6 and 8 with non-conference games, North Central Farmersburg and Washington, which Washington is an addition, a 3A school. So, those things are subject to change, and but that's the way the schedule's set now. But it is subject to change. We could be playing somebody totally different. So it's just a matter of getting out there and playing as much football as we possibly can.
Okay. I'd like to thank you for coming on to West Washington Senator Radio, answering a few of my questions. And coming up next will be the this sectional matchup from last year between West Washington and North Davies. So I'd like to thank you all, and good night.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field. I'm Brad Mills alongside Craig Akers. We are gearing up for tonight's matchup between the Mitchell Blue Jackets and the host West Washington Senators. We'd like to thank Tyden Williams and WWSR for that great interview there with head coach Keith Nance. I had the opportunity to talk to Coach I always want to call him Greg. He always hates that.
His brother Greg.
His brother Greg. I made sure in the interview this time I called him Mark. He gave me a hard time on the radio. So next up, Mark Gibson, the defensive coordinator. My interview with him. Enjoy. Well, I'd like to welcome defensive coordinator, Mr. Mark Gibson. We all call him Gibby. I forgot that last time, so I made sure I got it this time. Gibby, we're coming off a week of not a game, so let me start off. What'd you do with a Friday night off for the first time in a long time?
Well, it wasn't any fun for the coaching staff or the players. Obviously these guys want to play ball, but we had a week where we just kind of concentrate. Once we found out, it was a good chance that we weren't going to play Friday, we just kind of did a lot of, during practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just working on some of our stuff. Obviously with no opponent to prepare for, you can really get in depth with, okay, this is what we saw last Friday night against Eastern, and this is what we really need to work on. So we did a lot of internal stuff last week. But yeah, obviously Friday sitting at home, especially in the fall, is not fun. And but in this year of season of uncertainty, that it's going to happen. We weren't the only ones. There were several schools throughout the state that didn't, have a ball game. But hopefully we got that one out of the way, and we don't have to face that again, because it certainly wasn't any fun for us or the players.
Since that game, though, we've had on the lower levels, of course, JV going 2-0 there, some big wins against Providence and then Clarksville. So there was some football going on. And then we also have, a great performance in that first game against Eastern. Looking back, I know it was a while ago, but anybody that stood out to you during that time?
Well, obviously Holden had a really, really good game. I think it was 8 for 9 for 160. Couple of touchdowns. Roper ran well, and Bobby played really well. Obviously coming off that season-ending injury last year, a year ago against Eastern. I'm sure mentally he was probably, okay, am I ready to go or not? And we didn't have to target him a whole lot. But when he did, he ran hard. He took a couple shots on that ankle and came out fine. The first time he was a little iffy on it, but we were like, okay, how's it feel after that? And he goes, well, I think it's okay. And he went out and he ran hard, just like, and he's going to get better too, after a year off. There was a little rust, but to see him go out and run really hard, and not really, you could tell he wasn't really thinking about it, was a plus. But obviously offensive line, the only bad thing, we had 16 penalties. But after going back to them, I always do stats off the film on Saturday mornings. A lot of them were effort penalties, holding down field, where they're just trying to block for the ball carrier, receiver. And we can fix those things. That's just being smart. Okay, you got the guy beat for 5 yards. Okay, now it's probably time to let him go. You don't want to reach out. Let him go. Our running back will erase that later on. But the ones that we didn't like were the procedure penalties. Not going on the proper snap count. But there were very few of those too, I think. And we didn't jump off sides any. So, the pre-snap penalties are the ones that can really, really hurt you. Obviously, you don't want holds, because that can set you back and set you off schedule. But, we really can't fault them for effort penalties. It's more just being smart.
So we look at, as we get going here with Mitchell and this, the short punt offense they're going to be running, which I'm doing a pregame little how-to so people can really look at it from Princeton way back in the day there. As the defensive guy, what are some things that we're going to have to see out of the Senators tonight?
Well, I tell you, the Mitchell's offense is really good. They're really big up front. We thought, we're probably, what do we average? Maybe 265, something like that. We're big up front for a 1A school. But these guys are big. It kind of surprised me. And they got a lot of guys coming back up front from last year who played as sophomores. And so they're really big up front, and that is, you can't really get, and it's just like single wing, short punt, it's all variations of that old school stuff where you have a lot of fakes and a lot of movement in the background. And we told our backers and even DBs, you can't get caught looking in the backfield. Okay, you have to rely on your fundamentals, hands on, then react, like that. You can't get caught trying to diagnose a lot of stuff, because there are a lot of fakes involved. So you just have to, fall back on your fundamentals, trust your coaching, trust your guys beside you on the defense that they'll make the play. You can't be a hero against this type of offense. And especially, Troy's been calling that offense or those types of offense for a long time. If he sees a guy starting to fly somewhere, wanting to do it all himself, he's going to find that, and he's going to make us pay for it. So we've talked a lot about, we have another good work day today. We're going to talk a lot about trust in your fundamentals, stay at home, and trust your brother there on the defense that he'll make the play. If you do your job and he does his job, things will be fine. But their offense is definitely scary. The first half looked really good against Edgewood, and so we think we could have some trouble with that. So we have to be strong up front, which it's going to be strength against strength. That's one of our strengths of our defense. That our front is really strong. So it's going to be interesting that the first part of that game to see if we can stand up to that, and if we don't go flying, and we play our responsibilities.
Do your job, as Bill Belichick always said. Do your job. A little different. We're having senior night. The festivities just a little early because we talk about that on Saturday and stuff. And in case if we don't get to ask about, can you talk about these 12 seniors here, just in case if we don't get another one of these, we want to make sure that we got this on the record of what they've done for our program and what they mean to you.
Oh my gosh, obviously we love these guys, and especially, we went through so much through this year. These seniors have risen to every occasion that we needed them to whether it was good or bad. I mean, these guys led us, after Philip's passing, they did a tremendous job of leading this team, of being there for Holden and his family, and just, and actually we leaned on them a little too. When it first happened, we really leaned on these seniors to be around them and help us out too. I mean, it went both ways. It wasn't just them coming to us. I mean, we leaned on each other, but then, obviously we love these guys to death. But just to talk about football for them, these guys have obviously one of the best classes that's ever came through. I don't get into debates about who's the best, blah, blah, blah.
LeBron versus Michael?
Yes, absolutely. People throw Kobe in there. I'm still old school. I like Larry and Irvin Johnson and those guys. But yeah, I don't like to do that because each group is different, and obviously these guys have had a ton of success, and that's meant a lot for our program. They've helped grow our program, and that's always what you want to do. You want to make sure you keep growing as a program, and these guys have been a big part of that. Knock on wood, we stay healthy and we win us some ball games. They could go out as one of the winningest groups ever, which was set last year by the 2019. I think they won 37 games, if I'm just off the top of my head, through 4 years. And obviously that goes back with groups before them, but they were a part of that. Well, if this group, and even if they don't reach that number, this group is going to go down as one of the best that has come through, and all of them contribute. That's a good thing too, that every single one of them contributes to this program out on the field, whether it's special teams, offense, defense. And it's a good group because they're really laser focused when they get out there. They really do a good job in practice, but it's not like a job to them. At least it doesn't feel that way, because they still like to have a little fun. They like to goof on each other and the coaches, and we goof right back with them. So it's a really fun class, an exceptionally talented class, and we're, obviously I hope they have a good senior night, and we're definitely going to miss them, but hopefully we have them for another 13, 14 weeks here.
Yeah, as we look, and we talk about uncertainty, the scheduling, we'll get that done where it has, because you look at 8 and 9, those are trying to fill in some conference games that were missed, not only just for us, but also for Mitchell. We're going to try our best here to get this PLAC, all games played, which is, the key there. I will say that coming up right after this interview is, we're going to be on the Mitchell side with Coach Pritchard there. He said, well, I brought Gibby to West Washington. Can you just give us how that story worked? Were you guys buddies, or how'd that get you here?
Well, obviously, I played against Troy. I mean, Troy was a freshman when I was a senior. I was a senior at Perry, and we had a big battle with what we always that was our rival, Valley, back then. And Todd was his older brother Todd, who obviously led us to the state championship there in '93. But the dome, basically. So I mean, he did. He's right. He's I was at IUS with some of my buddies down there, and I think they actually worked together at a convenience store or something. Me and my buddy and Troy, or he knew him or something. I even forget how it happened, but he was like. Troy was like, man, do you know of anybody that needs a coach? Because they only had 3 or 4 coaches up here at that time. And he was like, yeah, you remember Mark Gibson? He played against your brother? And he goes, oh yeah. And then we met a couple times, and that's what he's like. I was super gung-ho. I was like, yeah, I'd like to get back into football. And we met, and it's obviously we gelled, and I learned a lot from both Todd and Troy, and a guy that people don't, Johnny Budd was the D coordinator here, had a couple of really, really good defenses, learned a lot from him. And, obviously I was lucky to they brought me into the fold, and I've just loved the community. The players here will work their tails off for you, and I've just been kind of fortunate that I've never really wanted to leave, and they let me keep doing it. So I love every second of it, and I hope it keeps going. But yeah, he's right. He did bring me in, and I'm super fortunate and super grateful for him, but now he's a Blue Jacket and I'm a Senator, so we're going to definitely root for the Senators.
Well, I told him we'd root for him any week except for this one. So,
Absolutely.
I said that we've rooted for him many in the past when we sit here doing a little, watching the scores go around the state. So we're going to leave it off here with Coach Gibson. Thank you so much, Gibby, and let's get rolling. You're going to hear the next interview is going to be with Mitchell's head coach, Coach Pritchett.
Thank you.
Get going. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to welcome Coach Troy Pritchett of the Mitchell Blue Jackets here. Troy, thank you so much for joining us. First things first, I'd like to ask, what'd you do during that off week like we had?
Well, we didn't really know we were going to be on an off week until Thursday mid-morning. We had a week there preparing for Springs Valley, and practice just went on as normal, and found out Thursday mid-morning that things weren't going to happen. So it kind of caught us by surprise there, and we ended up, we're dealing with some of this stuff ourselves here, like all the schools. So we ended up backing off and taking the evening off, and just kind of waiting to start things back up Monday and get ready for a new week.
That's it's the year that we live in. So what we love about football is the normalcy. That does throw everybody off. And is your day to day? Do you just try to keep everything day to day for the kids right now?
It is, and we talk a lot about, hey, play every down like it's your last one, because you never know when it would be, and that's always been the case when you talk injuries and so forth. But now you could be perfectly healthy and find out you're done playing, and you never know when that season could be pulled out from under. So yeah, we approach it as day to day, and like I said, you just don't know. And from my end, dealing with it, you deal with this stuff at school, you deal with it at Walmart and everywhere you go, and then you turn around and the relief or the stress relief point is to get out on the football field and get things back to a normal situation. Even though we're not there, I think it's the closest thing we get to looking at normal.
And we try. We've all made changes. I know we're even having our senior night on this Friday. Just in case if things happen. The uncertainty that is the future. We hope that we all get to make it to the Thanksgiving Day there where we have the state finals and stuff. But that's not guaranteed. Each and every day I see these kids, but I tell you what, have you noticed this is something we talk about? The kids, they are so resilient right now.
They really are, and like I said, for us, I think we're on a modified schedule here at school, and I think it's done a very good job of keeping our social distancing and us following all those things. But when you see them out on the practice field, and I'm not talking about just football, but in all of our sports here, I try to visit all of them, and just seeing the kids in their own world there outside of school and outside of our normal COVID state that we're in right now, it's really refreshing. It's been refreshing for me to be able to see them in that capacity and being able to do their thing and work hard and sweat and smack high fives and all those things. And I don't know if that's always a good thing, but it sure is nice to see them back in that capacity where they can just be kids again.
And you brought up something earlier about everybody being healthy. So I know last year you guys were devastated with injuries for a lot of the season. So many big time injuries. You guys are, you said, pretty healthy right now. Who are some people that I need to be watching out for?
Well, we've got some kids that are banged up, and we've got kids that are quarantined. So our numbers we've been hit pretty hard this week, but at the same time, our numbers are up pretty good. We started out with a little over 40 kids, but it's went to practice last night, and we were in the 20s with guys in uniform with all the restrictions and quarantines and so forth. But we're looking at skills position wise. Nate Reynolds, senior this year, and he just done a good job for us at running back, and plays quarterback some, and Nick Mundy is our quarterback, and both those guys play on both sides of the ball. They're kind of our team leaders. and we want the ball in their hands as much as possible, and they're both healthy, so that's at least healthy in terms of injury standpoint. You never know what will happen with the exposure and different things. But right now, they're going to be in uniform and ready to go, and hopefully at full speed. So, those are two of our main threats there offensively, and probably two of our better players on defense as well. And we've got a good core group of linemen back. A lot of them played last year due to, the devastation we had with early on injuries, and they were freshmen and sophomores last year. This year they're sophomores and juniors, so we feel like it's a real strong group, and they play well together. They've got a little bit of size, and pretty dedicated. They've had a good off season, and those guys do a good job sticking together. Had a couple of them dinged up there in the first week or two, and we're starting to get to where they're getting healthy again. So offensively we feel like we're in pretty good shape. Defensively, we got things we got to get resolved, and it just you can teach tackling and you can make it better and all those things, but you can't. It's hard to teach aggressiveness, and we're trying to work on fine-tuning all those things and get back where we can be solid all the way across the board.
And that's what everybody is really, trying to do is, like you say, stay healthy, get everybody out there, getting that full squad. I mean, even at the lower levels, I'm hearing from a lot of schools, trouble getting kids out. Maybe kids aren't playing, especially at the lower levels. It really does kind of. This is a sport we all love. I think it's such a part of our culture, here, especially in Southern Indiana. I think it's in Indiana as a whole, football's came along a long ways. You've been around football longer than I've probably been alive. How have you seen it grow in our state? And you've been to state finals. You've done that. How has this Indiana football changed?
Well, it's. I think it's just continued to grow. You start your school year, and school's new, and it's the first season you come to, and it's a team sport, and people seem to rally around that. It's sports have changed a lot over the years with all the AAU and things like that, but that hasn't impacted football as much. And I think that keeps kids in a situation where they want to be there and they want to work together. And then this year in particular, we've dealt with the social distancing, and you have to stay at home and things like that. And I noticed early on when we first got released there, July the 7th, 6th or 7th, I believe, that we had a lot of kids come out that probably wouldn't have came out in a normal together again and do something. I think one of the things is, in this day and age, is there's so many other things to do besides high school sports that kids get caught up in those, and it's not as important to put the time in. But I've always kind of had this idea that a lot of these kids, especially come from a situation where they're either working at home, helping parents out on a farm, or holding down a job or whatever, or have the opportunity to come in and work their tail ends off with their buddies at football practice. And when you get that kind of a situation where they're coming in and working with their friends and their buddies and their teammates and all that, it starts off the school year in a good way. And then when you have some success, it just kind of leads to not only a great football season, a lot of great memories, but it just helps your school year get started off and things going in the right direction, good atmosphere for the kids in the hallways and classrooms, and it just causes things to fall into place. It's really a neat situation when you can have that in your school.
Well, Coach Pritchett, we wish you guys, outside of this week, best of luck the next, the rest of the season there. We always like seeing our fellow PLAC schools do well, and we appreciate, hopefully everybody stays healthy up there in Blue Jacket country, and God bless you guys, and have a great school year, all right?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We're back to Art Sanders Field where the Senators take on the Blue Jackets tonight. Had quite a few interviews there from Titan Williams and Coach Mark Gibson, along with head coach of the Mitchell Blue Jackets, Mr. Troy Pritchett. Looking for a great PLAC matchup here tonight. We are about 16 seconds away from the kickoff, so doing the ceremonial
coin toss
out at the Senator Sam that was painted. I saw Coach Nance out there painting it today after school at 3 o'clock, so it was getting some touch-up done. So
looks good. That's all I'm going to say. Beautiful there, and it looks like Mitchell will be kicking off to the Senators, who will be heading towards the scoreboard here at Art Sanders Field. to start the game. It's on our quote senior day.
Senior night here.
You know, COVID has done a number, but we wanted to honor these 12 young men, and on top of that, all the other athletes got the opportunity. So they had that day. We see a lot of parents wearing the shirts of the seniors. This group that's so special that I know holds a place in a lot of people's hearts, and we're getting ready to start off here as Mitchell. Coming on with a lot of injuries, a lot of kids out. 17 players is the rumor going around, so they're going to give it a go here. They still got some good skills players. This short punt offense we're going to see later, a la Princeton, and way back in the day, I think I discovered they're going to be running 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But you do that 4 times. That's 12 yards in a first down. So,
like Mr. Mills said, it is a injury, a COVID season here for Mitchell, starting early in the year. So they're doing the best they can. They had an off week last week. They were supposed to play.
Nick Mundy kicking off here. This little squib kick up the middle. Bryce Brown falls on it, and he'll recover it right there at the 47-yard line for the Senators.
That's a nice job there by Bryce to be able to fall on that one. That's exactly what he's probably been coached to do. Don't do anything special here. When it rolls to you, fall on it, and let's get the offense out there on the field.
We got some action. We got Bobby out. He's off the line out here wide for the Senators, and McFeeder's in the backfield there. Might see a quick strikeout here, maybe to start the game. Looks like we got a good mismatch here as number 32 for the Blue Jackets there. Jacob Arthur is on him. Here's the snap. Stevens in motion. It's going to be a handoff to McFeeders. McFeeders busted up the middle. He's got daylight. He might be. He could be. He is gone.
One play, touchdown for the Senators, already in the end zone. Roper McFeeders.
Heading up to 53-yard touchdown for Lee Roper McFeeders. Wow, what a run.
We will. I'm gonna wonder how long Mitchell's gonna do a short kicking game with this offense that the Senators have. It's gonna be interesting to see how long they continue to do that and give them a short field.
They sucked in on the sweep there, and then Roper makes one cut and then a great block down there. They're going to go for 2 here. Here's the snap. It's to McFeeders again, and he is going to get.
He's going to be met in the backfield. So
they're 26 for the Blue Jackets there, making the stop. And I apologize, our roster for them is not numerical. Tanner Payne with that stop.
So Senators up 6-0, 14 seconds gone, and Senators get on the board early.
Yeah, hey, I was talking about a quick strike, and that's what it was there. So we're going to see. Let's see if Jake Strange is going to, as he goes to kick off. I wonder if he's going to be trying to put the ball back as far as. I think he's going to try to do a boomer about.
I'm sure he's going to get all of his leg into it, get it as far as he can down the field. His dad Jimmy is standing at the opposite end, so
he's going to try to kick it to Dad there. So.
Well. It's interesting if he can kick it to Dad on this kickoff, but maybe in the second quarter.
Need to know which direction we're going here, and as we get going. Thank you to everybody listening on WWSR. If you are listening, or if you're on the live stream, thank you so much for helping support West Washington Athletics and the IHSSA.
That's always a great plug. Student-run radio here, along with the live stream. It's going out both places all at once, so able to do it with a small staff here and able to get the most out of everything all at once. So
what a great interview by Titan too with Coach Nance there. It was a great interview. That kid's got a bright future. I've seen a couple kids that have worked alongside you, and you've given the reins to a lot of times here on the live stream. They do a great job.
Yeah. Titan is one of those that probably would be sitting up here in our spots if he wasn't down on the football field.
Number 17 there, looking for you. And here's going to be Strange. He's going to be kicking off. He's got a whole slew of Senators beside him there. And the kick is up, and it is a line drive. It's going to hit down, and it's going to be knocked off of 24. Oh, my goodness, and that ball almost
squeaks away. 24 does fall on it and recover it.
And Ethan Roberts, big shout out there. Something that's not going to be in the stat books there, Mr. Akers, but he is right there on the ball. So if anything bad happens, he's got it there. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Jackets. I believe, is that on the
26?
Thank you. One of our many live stream monitors here kind of blocks some of it, so we've got quite set up in there. Here comes that short punt offense. There's the snap to the quarterback. He is going to hand it off.
Going to come out wide.
Reynolds on the way. That's the name you're going to keep hearing. And he's off, and he is ridden out of bounds there by Jake Strange.
Jake Strange pushes him out, and then Holden Bousman finishes it up, making sure he doesn't turn back up. So great job there by the two seniors on senior night.
And Reynolds there, he gets the scamper. It looks like it's about a 4-yard gain, 5-yard gain almost. He had some daylight there, but we contained.
Yeah, it closes out quickly when you've got Holden back there in the secondary. That daylight goes away real quick.
And you're going to see the Senators are going to run that 5-2 quite a bit. Coach Gibson talked about there. We're going to see a lot of that. And then some of the changes they've put, like you notice Roper up there on the corner. And here's the snap, and it's going to be a draw by the quarterback, and he's got a little bit of daylight, but once again, he's met by Pearson and a whole slew of Senators there.
But that's going to be enough for a Blue Jacket first down.
And it makes you wonder if they do have some guys. This is a very physical offense that they have up front there. Can they maintain that as they go along? And that's what Gibby was saying a lot of times early on, the power on power. Coach is always he's obsessed with getting those short yards. That's okay.
That's where Gibby, has always talked about when we play Mitchell. It's winning 1st and 2nd down.
It is,
because you put them in 3rd and long. That's a different story than.
And that's going to be to Reynolds again on the outside, and he is stopped there by Thompson first, and then a little bit of .com action there by
Glenn
Pearson.
Rankin, I think, came in on that too.
Yeah, and then Pearson finishing it off too.
So that one's a gain of about 2.
We've got quite a bit, and as we sit here and we talked about earlier, the wonderful Mitchell roster they give us was not numerical, so it's not even by number or last name. So we are now looking by class. So I'm going to be looking down towards the bottom of the seniors there. Although Coach Pritchett did say there was a lot of sophomores.
Yeah, and he's got some kids out, that are sick, that are injured, all kinds of things. So
there's the direct snap to 24, and he is going to get, but he is going to be
met and drop for a loss there. It looks like,
and that's what you talked about there, Mr. Akers, putting them up here in a 3rd and long.
Yeah, you get them in a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. They've got to go away from the offense that they really like. So
and that Coach Gibson brings up that he says we also can't be sleeping out there, because he said this offense will lull you to sleep, and then you toss it out there.
Yeah. So we're going to see our first 3rd and 7 here.
Yep, and we need to watch over there. You got Hunter Thompson over there on the far side of the field. He does have Jake Strange as his D end over there, but watch the ball coming that way. It's going to be to Reynolds up the middle, and he is going to be met.
Going to be a gain of 2 or 3, bring up 4th and 3. We'll see what Mitchell does here.
And I'm willing to bet from that. I mean, they could quick kick if they needed to out of that offense or see something, but I'm going to say most likely they're going to try to go for it.
Yeah.
We see some personnel coming in for them there. Number 40 coming in. And we have also another thing. We were told that some guys might have different numbers that are on the roster tonight.
Yeah.
So if we don't get that answer, we apologize, whoever you are. If you're watching from Mitchell, thank you. And there's the great blitz, but Reynolds is going to be
coming
on the outside.
To this side. He's going to get enough.
He is going to be marked just, oh my goodness, this mark right here might be.
That's going to be an interesting spot there. That's going to come all the way across the field.
That ball's on the 49 and about a nose, and then you see across. This is going to have to be measured.
So they're going to stop the clock. They're going to bring a measurement in from across the field. So we're going to see Coach Clayton Sullivan bring that stick on across, and I'm not sure who's on the other one. It might be, is that Tom on the other one?
Yeah, Mr. Rosenbaum.
Mr. Rosenbaum on the other one. So
we also got a Tank over there.
Tank on the down marker, and I think Joe Walker is the one in charge of the mark on the line. So,
and Mr. Sullivan was one of the. You look at him, he should have been a left tackle his whole life. Goodness gracious, it's like the blind side. He would not be with us right now. He might have been in the NFL for all we know. And that's going to be short. That's going to be short. Short by a hair. In my opinion, it's going to be short. We're going to look.
So they're looking again.
Oh, my goodness. This is close. For those of you watching home, I know you got Coach Gibson, and you'll see.
Coach Gibson is saying it's short.
Short. Oh! By the hair on my chinny chin chin. It was that much for a first down. And everybody's hands. I see Coach Walker on the sideline and Coach Nance both like, yeah.
So that's going to be overall, that's a 10-yard and 1-inch gain.
Yeah.
There was not much extra on that ball to get that first down.
I'm going to have to talk to our maintenance staff about where they place those hash marks at, because I think they may have placed one a little too close there.
Well,
the field does look amazing.
yeah, the field looks really good
as we sit here. So here's going to be a quick snap. We're going to see that. It's going to be, they've got him under center here. This is going to be a quick. They're going to hand off to Reynolds. Nope. It's going to
stay and go
Mundy's
up
the middle. And that's good. Oh, the best tackle. The referee takes a pounding up the middle there. He actually probably saved a touchdown for a second there.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle there by the
zebra in the middle there.
By the back judge.
He wound up like Mufasa in The Lion King right there. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's going to be enough for a first down. That was a great fake because it had me fooled as we sat there.
Our line did a nice job of holding the outside to contain, but then gave way up the middle. So
here we go, and the snap is direct snap up the
direct
middle.
Snap up the middle.
And, man, that was just way too much there as we said on the first one. He's going to be ridden down there. Monday, we got the ball. And
going to be another first down.
Mitchell started this on their own 26-yard line. They have now advanced it all the way to the Senator 26-yard line. Or 25, check that. So they are driving here, and there's 8:17 left here in the first quarter. Senators are up 6-0. And you really worry about, if it's going to be a game like this to where they're going to, we score quick and then they do these long drives and the defense is on the field, you want to get those extra points anywhere you can.
Yeah.
All right, here's the snap. It's a flip out to Reynolds outside, and he rides Thompson out, but Strange pulls him down, and it's going to be just a slight gain.
Jake is there to drag him down.
Nathan Reynolds ran from here to Hardensburg and got a yard. Or no gain, it looks like, actually.
Going to be right at the yard mark. So
he strung him out, and Hunter Thompson had him dead to rights behind the line of scrimmage, but just as a young player there, kind of got pulled down, but then Jake there was the savior. Kind of like when the Incredible Hulk comes in to save Hawkeye there, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's the snap, and it's going to be a quick toss.
We're going to have a false start, I think.
Hey, we'll take that.
We'll take it. That's going to put them back.
Some similar to last year. Springs Valley when we were in the in sectional. Mr. Dean and myself were talking about how Valley got behind where they had to make those big plays.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a quick offense to score in.
Right. And that's kind of the same way Mitchell is. They're going to grind it out. They're going to gain 3-4 yards a carry, but when you start 1st and 10, you can do that. But when it's 1st and 15, you're going to come up short. So they're going to have to get a big gain in here somewhere. So 2nd and 14.
Here's the snap. It's going to be handed off in the middle there, and it's going to be stomped.
He's met by Charles Madden.
Charles Madden, a man on a mission there. Gets a headbutt there from his teammate, Jake Strange. And, that was a great, saving tackle there. It looks like he may have gotten a yard or two, but still.
Yeah. That's still going to be 3rd and 14.
Yeah. Right here is that emotional play. You get this stop right here, and they're going to go for it on 4th. They've not thrown a forward pass. You've got to stop him. You can't let him get where it can be close.
Yeah.
The 5-2. Here's the direct snap. It's going to be a quick toss, and it's going to be trying to get to the outside. 25 is dragged down there by McFeeters. He's going to be down about the 22-yard line.
So that's going to bring up 4th down. It's going to be 4th and about 6.
And see, that's where I wish if we'd stopped him right there at the line, there was no way that they're going to get enough yards on one play. So with the wide side of the field over here, will they bring it with Reynolds?
That he's been their back in the backfield that's really gained the big chunks for him. So I would assume that he's going to be the one to get the ball right here.
Austin Schaefer checking in there for the Blue Jackets, number 34. Some fresh legs maybe on the outside there. He's going to be right in the dead center of that T backfield right there. Looks like he'll be taking the snap. He's going to be passing. Oh, goodness. There's a short pass, and it is going to be down.
going to be incomplete, so Senator's going to take over on downs here on their own 21. So going to be a long field to drive.
So
That was an interesting
Tim
play
Tebow,
there. It was
Tim Tebow, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
you know?
something like that.
I don't. You know, as a jump, you know, it is a different. You know, when you haven't seen it yet, you don't know what's going on. Anytime you got a guy with a number like 24 back there, quarterback. As somebody who loves the halfback pass, I'm all for it, but I don't know what that was. Here's going to be a quick snap, and Bowsman's got it. He's got some daylight. He's looking around the corner. He's got one block from Parker Green. He's going to be ridden out of bounds after a solid gain there.
He's going to pick up close to 8. Nice job by Holden there to grab that one, tuck it, and then get the yards that he can.
He's got quite a few yards to match McFeeder's first run, but
True.
As that was developing, you saw there, even though the backside of that play was getting blown up, it was still like this side was pretty good. And Holden just sees the field so much; he makes so many quick cuts.
Well, that 6'2" frame, allows him to.
Oh, we had somebody jumping over the line there, number 71. It looked like for the Blue Jackets there.
71 or 77? I think it was 77.
77. Thank you, Aiden Tolliver. It looked like jumping off maybe there. Or it might have been 61. I don't know. Saw both that. So we'll take some freebies.
Yeah.
Coach Gibson talked about that in our interview about how, he said, all those hankies that came on the field, I know that's never what we want. So we definitely want to see the other team doing it more. And, that is to the Senators' standard. They practiced all the way up last week and were ready to play. So here it is. McFeeder's in the backfield with Bowsman. There's the snap. He's going to fake the pitch. Bowsman's going to cut left, cut right. He's falling back. He's finding. He's got he's throwing the air ball out. Oh!
Going to be over Jake.
So, yeah, that was as he looked, he stayed alive a lot. And I don't know that Jake knew, or Holden did a great job of putting the ball where nobody was going to catch it.
Right. Jake was either going to catch it or nobody was going to catch it.
And I like that mismatch back there. I don't know what number was that. Number 2 Reynolds back there with him, or the safety?
Number 2 was back there with him, covering Jake out of the line.
The fastest guy on the field for the Blue Jackets there, guarding our biggest guy on the field, at least height wise. So we got that right there as he looked up. Parker Green and Bobby Stevens over there wide for the Senators. Here's going to be the handoff. Nope, it's going to be a keep by Bowsman. Bowsman found some daylight, and he's going to get up the middle. It's going to be short of a first down here. He's going to be brought down there just short. Looks like he's whoa. Okay, wow. This spot. Let's see. Okay,
that's an interesting spot. We'll take it, but very very interesting there.
So the gentleman on the far side, is he the one that determined the spot there?
Yep.
So on the
he called that spot. So
wow, we will take that spot all day then, because that was a great spot if I ever saw. So
yeah. So Senators take over here, 1st and 10 on the 44.
5:10 left. Senators up 6-0. Here's the handoff to McFeeder's. McFeeder's, he blows past one guy. He's got some daylight. He's got 2. He's got it. He's still on his feet. He's off, is he? Let's see.
Oh, he's brought down. Caught from behind. Nice job there by Roper to gain another big chunk of yards.
He goes from the 39 all the way down to the 15. Am I correct there?
Yeah.
Wow, great yard. Great run there. 11 plus. Man, he's just adding up the young.
He's taking off big chunks to get to that 100-yard game.
Yeah. He definitely is avoiding the fish sandwiches this year. He doesn't want that after last year.
Yeah.
46-yard gain for McFeeder's.
Now we go to the 2-back set. Goes back to McFeeder's.
And he's going to cut up the middle, and that kid is going to be dropped just short. It looks like about the 3-yard line now. He makes a great cut, and it's going to be on the 4-yard line there, so he's got a gain of 11 yards there. And, I love the approach of this. You got a lot of guys from Mitchell already got the hands on the hips.
Yeah.
Already you can tell some of them are a little tired. If we can stick one in here and get the 2-point conversion, it'd be great. Let's see what Bowsman's got here. We might see a quick pass if I'm willing to bet out of this. We'll do the play action. It's going to be Bowsman on the keep. He's going to be getting daylight, and he's going to walk
He's
in.
going to walk in. Touchdown for Holden.
4-yard touchdown run for Bowsman. I've got him for unofficially around 20 yards there, rushing already here in the first quarter. McFeeder's unofficially getting very close. I think he might have eclipsed 100 already.
Yeah.
On 2 big runs. I was actually not watching McFeeder's run on that long run because Jake Strange went down, but Holden was kind of giving him a pat like, we got this. So 12-0 here. I'm willing to bet you're going to hear some. It's Jake time, or it's Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's lined up in the backfield right now, so that's going to be a
Jerome Bettis. We should have added a 3 to the front of that uniform. There's going to be a pass, and it's going to be incomplete pass out there. It looks like
looked like Parker Green.
And that Glenn Rankin coming out there out of the backfield. And so 4:07 left here in the first quarter, and it's going to be 12-0 Senators. I believe we're going to go to commercial real quick.
We're going to step aside, be back in just a moment.
Bishop Seed is more than just seed sales. They're a multifaceted business. Owner Brady Bishop is a channel seedsman who knows your fields and can recommend an elite product designed to perform in your area and maximize the profitability of every acre on your farm. Bishop Seeds also offers chemical sales for the ever-expanding chemical industry and a variety of cover crops to help keep erosion down and yield up. They also offer climate field view so you can make a data-driven decision to maximize the return on every acre. Reach out and give Brady a call at 812-620-4624.
Back to live action here at West Washington, where the Senators are leading 12-0, 2 touchdowns. One of them by Holden Bowsman, the first one by Roper McFeeders, the second one by Holden Bowsman. Both times try for a 2-point conversion and unable to get it. But the Senators do lead 12-0 over the Blue Jackets here in a PLAC matchup. Still early, 4:07 left to go in the first quarter.
Well, this is definitely a ground game. 138 yards unofficially right now for the Senators, and they are pounding it. Neither team's completed a pass, so we are 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but that's all right. In 2020, we'll take it. Jake Strange lines up. He's going to kick the ball, and it is a booming kick. It's going to take one bounce. Oh my goodness!
Bounce.
Reynolds picks it up, and he's got some daylight, but he is going to be met there by number 12.
By number 12.
That's Victor Young, their senior, coming up.
Nice job by Vic to come up, lay a big hit there.
Little guy, little number, big hitter there. So Victor coming on with a great tackle there. That's one that, you hope that you set yourself up and you just lower your shoulder, boom, you form tackle right, and you're going to be okay. And we got a lot going down here. I do see Roper McFeeders is got his. Kent Chapman has his helmet. Roper has his helmet. Does not have his helmet down there on the sidelines. Kent Chapman, our trainer, has his helmet right now. I don't know what's going on there. And the ball
coming this way.
And whoa, what a great tackle.
Nice job by 33 to come up.
That is Grayson McCoy, I'm fairly sure.
Yep.
Freshman Grayson McCoy coming up with a great play there.
Grayson comes up off of his, I would call it an outside linebacker position, might be a corner depending on how we're playing, how we're lined up, but does a nice job there on the wide side of the field shutting that down. So good job by the freshman there.
One of my favorite kids to coach in junior high when I coached here. He just he brought it every practice and every game, and was unscared. I know he's having a great year on JV, so glad to see him getting some time out here. It looks like he came in for Roper. I believe Roper does have his helmet back, so that's good sign there. So here's going to be the snap, and it's going to be an inside give. No, it's going to be kept. And I sit here and I said that was a great fake, and you look at the uniform there as he came down. So good job by Reynolds faking me out there, but it is going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage there. So third down. We talked about this, Mr. Akers. We got to make them in 3rd and long here. So Mundy, the quarterback, does not look comfortable at all throwing the ball. So,
well, and that comes from their offense. Their offense, like we said, is a predominant power run offense. So they don't spend a whole lot of time throwing the ball here, and when they get behind, they have to. And
here's going to be a big play. You're going to see Charles Madden coming in the backfield. He's got it, and man, they're just going to swell him up. No, that's going to be, I apologize, that's going to be Big Mike there, it
Yeah,
looks like. And,
34 with
and,
the carry up the
and
middle.
Andrew Lewis, another senior. A kid who just came, honestly, just kind of came on last year. I brought that up in our last broadcast, and has been a leader, and on top of that, a really good friend to a lot of these young men who go through a lot. It's amazing to watch him kind of grow as a player there. So here we go. The Blue Jackets are going to line up.
Looks like they're going to punt. He
punt.
dropped back.
Yep, and it's going to be a quick punt, and it is a great
That's
punt.
a booming punt.
That's going to get some good bounce. It's going to take a Mitchell bounce, and it's going to roll all the way down to about the 17-yard line, where number 34 there, Austin Schaefer, will down it for the Blue Jackets. That's where the Senators will start their next drive.
We're going to step aside, grab a quick 30-second break. We'll be back in just a moment. With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs are keeping you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ryan Kemp, can help you. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, you can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. For more information, please call Ryan Kemp at 812-620-5604. Edward Jones, Marketing Sense and Investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field. Here as the Senators are getting ready to snap the ball there. Bobby Stevens in the backfield holding Bowsman. Here's the handoff to Stevens. Stevens finds some daylight. He is rumbling. He's stumbling and bumbling, and he is carrying a Mitchell player all the way down to about the 39-yard line. About a 21-yard gain there for Stevens. So, great way to start that drive. We did say Roper McFeeters we saw on the sidelines down there. He does have his helmet on. He's standing next to offensive coordinator Dwayne Nance, so there's a possibility there of him getting back in. We got some guys. I see Kenton Chase out here at wide receiver. I could not figure out who that was. All righty, here is the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Stevens. Stevens is got some daylight. He's got a great block there, and he is going. He is going. He's ran over a guy, and he is going to get in the end zone. Wow, wow, wow. From the Jerome Bettis, we heard here in
up here in the booth, we hear Jerome Bettis.
And you know, a 61-yard touchdown for Bobby Stevens. 81 yards rushing on 2 plays for him. So Bobby Stevens, it's kind of like when you're in Madden and you just, you go to your first guy and then the next guy comes in there. Next man up mentality, which I know we talk about here at West Washington. Great run here. Okay, T backfield. There was some movement there. It doesn't appear there was that. It was a quick snap, and it looks like Stevens is going to carry in the 2-point conversion for the Senators.
Great job there by Bobby.
Mr. Akers, we got any hashtags or anything we need to call out tonight? I apologize.
I don't have any up yet. If you've got one that you're thinking about, we can definitely add that in at any time. Just found out that my instant replay wasn't working, so I'm editing that in right now. So
share your pictures with us tonight. We always like to hear from you. If you follow us on Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, let's do hashtag. Let's do Senator Seniors.
Senator Seniors.
Senator
we
Seniors.
Like that.
You put hashtag Senator Seniors. We'll be able to pull that picture and get that out on the air to everyone. Once again, big thanks to Mr. Wolf, who's
tirelessly working.
Tirelessly working at the WWSR radio desk, which is very portable. It can be just about anywhere, I believe. I talked to him last night, and he said he was actually at a tennis court working the radio. So
I was hoping he might be at his house, which is near the Green Acres Golf Course there in Paoli, enjoying this holiday weekend. We're very blessed to have him. He is somebody who, anytime I come with a problem with him, he always seems to do it, which is great. It looks as if we got
Ian Rosenbaum back to kick this one away.
Ian, and that ball's tilted just a little bit, and it's going to be
high up in the air.
And 24 there.
24 grabs it and drops.
34, I apologize there. That was Schaefer for the Blue Jackets. And so that's all right. On a play like that, you don't get a lot. After Reynolds ran that ball back so far on the last one, a great little mix-up there. They're going to start right there on the 40. And we've got 1:12 left here in the first quarter. The Senators are up 20-0. The ball is going to be placed on the 39-yard line of the Blue Jackets. So we are almost done with this first quarter here.
Yeah. Senators looking this way over to Coach Gibson to get the play called in.
And look as real quick here as Mitchell is going to try to. They looked very good on that first drive there, and there goes the quarterback, and he is going to be snuffed out and dropped in the backfield. Something I did realize about, we've seen a lot of younger players up. We don't have a JV game on Monday, unfortunately. JV is 2-0 on the year so far. Mitchell didn't have enough for JV, and because of the holiday weekend, I believe is originally going to be tried to play tomorrow, I think was the
Yeah,
dates.
I think that was the original plan, but I don't think that worked out either.
So they came back and won a thriller against Providence in that first week, 24-22, is that?
Mhm.
And then
traveled to Clarksville
and came away with a 16-6 win against an improving Clarksville team there. You know, a 3A school, a big 2A school there. So good to see. So we're going to have 28 seconds left, and we're going to see a snap by the Blue Jackets.
Direct snap up the middle.
And you know what? He didn't get. I would like to see where if they're going to give him, if any, forward progress on that, because it was a whole group there. And Roper in there on the tackle, along with, it looked like Glenn Rankin, and Bryce Brown. And that's going to bring us to the quarter.
We're going to jump away, get add in from Michael Trueblood at Stewart Seeds, and one from the IHSAA. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Your success is Stewart Seed's success. That's the idea behind their 100% replant eligible program for grower customers. You deserve peace of mind even during an unpredictable season. Maximizing your profit potential comes down to identifying challenges and capitalizing on opportunities. Stewart Seed's agronomy library keeps you up to date with local agronomy insights to help you navigate through the season. Our team members make it a priority to work with your unique needs to find the best solution available. Get to know everyone on our team, from the field sales representatives to our technical agronomists. Building trusted relationships starts with sharing what we know with our Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio neighbors just like you. Stay up to date on the latest local agronomy updates, harvest communication, and news from Stewart Seeds. Let's keep in touch, because that's what neighbors do. Contact Michael Trueblood at 812-620-3311.
13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, we were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now.
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field, where the Senators are going to be kicking off the second quarter here with their own. They're going to be defending the Blue Jackets as they are in a big third down situation here. 20-0 on senior night, quote, in air quotes once again. We hope to get to play a lot more games. I love watching these kids play, so let's hope so. Here we go, Mitchell in the backfield there. They've got the full house T backfield. The up back there, Schaefer could get the direct snap. Reynolds to the our side here. And there's the snap, and it is going to be a quick handoff to number 25, but he is going to
He's going to gain about 5 there, right at the stick. I don't know that he's got enough to get it, but really fairly close.
He's going to go ahead and give him the spot there. I see the chains are told to move, so as it was lined up with that second star on Senator Sam's hat right there, just past that.
Once again, like to give a big thanks to all of our sponsors out there. Michael Trueblood from Stewart Seeds, Ryan Kemp with Edward Jones,
Rita Links with Links,
and then Bishop Seed Sales with Channel Seeds. So big thanks to all of those people who allow us to bring you these broadcasts through the live stream and through WWSR. So big thanks to all those sponsors that allow these games to be, out there for everybody to be watching at home.
Pearson and Leach bring down Reynolds after a short gain. It'll bring up about 2nd and 8 for the Blue Jackets there. as they started on this. A lot of ground game like we've talked about tonight. The grass is going to be run pretty thick here at Art Sanders Field. And that's going to be a direct snap up the middle. And, man.
But he's stuffed right there, so no gain on second down. Going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Andrew Lewis and Glenn Rankin just jumped. I mean, I use the analogy a lot of almost like one of those store ponies where you put in a quarter.
Yeah, you put in a quarter and you just get to ride forever.
They rode him and he got a yard on that. So that's one of the hardest yards I've seen actually running a while here. And I do see the trucks on the outside here. If you're not listening on the radio, we got a lot of people lined up outside and excited about Senators football. Here's going to be the snap to the, let's see, I believe it's going to, from the angle, it's going to be to the quarterback. He's going to be taking it himself, but he is going to be ridden down by a group of Senators.
Another gain of about 3.
Yeah, and that's one of the strange things you look at. He got a lot of yards before the Senators got to him. That is going to bring a 4th down, and that's a manageable 4th down for Mitchell.
It's going to be 4th and 3, right at what their average is. So, the Senators have to hold them to less than the average of their, 3 yards per here.
I wonder if they were really concerned about the time of play back in the day when everybody just ran the ball. Let's see. Here we go. The Blue Jackets are going to be snapping the ball here. It is going to be a quick toss out to Reynolds on the outside. And Roper McFeeters takes him down towards the Bowsman building there. So nobody's going to be sleeping on 24 there. That'll be a turnover on downs for Mitchell. And the Senators are going to take over, I believe, right there on the 50. We're going to say, yeah, that's the edge of it's over on the 50 there. So they're right in the middle. Here we go. We got quite a few players adjusting, coming in and out there. And Mitchell, of course, with short numbers, don't really have a lot to sub in and out. So a lot of those guys playing 2 ways there. Here we go, and it's going to be a snap. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a toss over the middle. Jake Strange gets it, pulls it in. He falls right there at the
he gets hit by 34. He was looking upfield trying to find out who to run over next, and 34 met him right there. So
a nice little 15-yard gain there. Bowsman's first on the night there, plus 15 to Strange. So that was almost like a hot route. It almost seemed like Holden saw something. He
just checked out of whatever they were in.
Yeah, because there was definitely some mismatch, and we got a quick play. And I think that I'm going to guess somebody for us might have jumped off.
No, I think it's from the other side.
It is encroachment. Okay, good.
Cross.
The only reason I say that, I saw number 79. I think it's Michael Leach there. I didn't know if Mike. He kind of stayed down like, oops.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he just didn't move at all. So that's good.
Either way.
It's always funny when the center's offside. If you're in the center. So that's going to be 5 yards against the Blue Jackets there. Their second penalty on the night there. It's going to be another fake. Bowsman tosses it back. It's a wobbler. And then Bobby Stevens kind of had to go in that mode of being a defender.
Being a defensive back there. Good job by Bobby to break that one up.
And Bobby, even before he banged up his ankle really bad last year, didn't have a lot of hops. So he wasn't going to – he's in there hopefully stretching that out. That kid, he's taking some steps there. Good call there. I like he did have the quarterback, one of the quickest guys on the team, on him. So he's off the line now. And McFeeters in the single backfield. I believe that's Parker Green over on the far side. Hand off to McFeeters.
McFeeters with a big hole.
Flag right there.
Going to be a flag down, though, on that run.
It looked as if in the backfield there and they're holding. We got okay. The head official did not see that flag there, and he was constantly.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Bobby for holding out here on the edge.
Yeah, which really is a bad thing when you think about it. When you're that far away from the play of the field there, that'll negate that nice run there by Roper, and so the Senators will move back and. Tell you what, holding penalties are just never good.
Yeah.
I always said you don't say 4-letter words on the football field. Hold, punt.
Yeah.
You don't say those words.
So it's still marked 2nd and 5 here.
Okay. Well.
Because the hold happened way downfield. So. Going to come back.
It was on our sideline here, and I had this nice little pole on my way, so here we go. And there's going to be a handoff to Stevens. He's going to take it. He's going to barrel over for a couple guys for a first down.
Bobby welcomes a couple of
Mitchell
players to Campbellsburg with a nice lower of the shoulder and hello.
Hello, how you doing there? As Bobby does what Bobby does, going from the 35 all the way down to, I believe, are we to the 20?
21, I think, is where they're going to actually spot it.
Okay. All right, here we go. It's going to be oh, man.
We're going to be offsides.
Yeah.
Parker Green has his head tilted back like, I just jumped. I know I did it.
He knew it. He knew it. He knew it. He knew it.
He knew it as soon as it happened.
It's one of those things you can always tell the body language. I try to tell players, never let an official on that you do it. In basketball, it's the worst because you'll see guys that just, will call it. But in football, it's especially sort of the 20 now, 21.
Holden with the keeper. Lots of green grass.
And
still turning. Brought down right at the 10.
I tell you what, his center was right with him on that cutback. Charles Madden was clearing some guys' heads off.
That is someone who, if you're running behind, you're in good shape. If you're running behind Charles Madden, that's a good one to be running behind.
And that's I'm glad that we now realize that offensive linemen in the game of football are so important because they are.
And that's the case here. I mean, there are 5 true linemen out there that are athletes.
Bowsman's going to roll. He's going to take it himself. He might get this. He's got one man to beat. He
reaches out.
He's in. Wow. He got tripped up a lot, and he did a little bit of the nesty plunge.
Yeah, he reached out. Those of you watching there on live stream can see him reach out for the end zone once he gets turned, reaches out and gets across. So that makes the score 26-0. Senators up 7:32 here to go in the first half of play.
An 11-yard touchdown run, I believe, there by Bowsman.
So Ian Rosenbaum going to kick this one, or attempt to kick this one through the uprights.
And it's down. Jackson Hamburg gets it, and that's going to be
going to be good. Up and through.
And, you see that right there. You see 2 guys from Mitchell already down after that play, just devastated. They tried their best. They got some, but to Ian's credit, he got it up and off.
We're going to step aside, have a commercial break from Stewart Seed. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your success is Stewart Seed's success. That's the idea behind their 100% replant eligible program for grower customers. You deserve peace of mind even during an unpredictable season. Maximizing your profit potential comes down to identifying challenges and capitalizing on opportunities. Stewart Seed's agronomy library keeps you up to date with local agronomy insights to help you navigate through the season. Our team members make it a priority to work with your unique needs to find the best solution available. Get to know everyone on our team, from the field sales representatives to our technical agronomists. Building trusted relationships starts with sharing what we know with our Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio neighbors just like you. Stay up to date on the latest local agronomy updates, harvest communication, and news from Stewart Seeds. Let's keep in touch, because that's what neighbors do. Contact Michael Trueblood at 812-620-3311.
Welcome back to our Sanders Field, where the Senators are going to be kicking off to the Mitchell Blue Jackets with 7:32 left here in the second quarter. It is 27-0. In Rosenbaum lineup with the platoon of Senators there, ready to get this kick started. He's going to line up, and he boots it, and it's a long kick. It's going to take a bounce right to Reynolds. Reynolds for Mitchell picks it up. He falls down and is tapped there by the Glenn Rankin, like, I got you, man. So that will
goes to put his foot in the ground and just slips, just slides. It's that time of night where the dew starts to come onto the field and gets a little.
He's used to being at Mitchell where the grass is 4 feet tall.
Well, that's true too. They do like to mow it high there at Mitchell.
They do.
I know athletic director Darren Russell would love to get the contract to be on that field and mow that one down just a little bit shorter to the ground.
I think Darren might want to do a little more of that field than that. I don't know.
Well, I'm
see.
just saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he'd love to mow that one.
Yeah. So we got Mitchell here with the ball. They're going to throw it, and it's going to be. Oh my goodness! I thought that was a lineman, but that is coming across. That's Reynolds. He's got a lot of daylight, and he is going to be dragged down for a 15-yard gain.
That looked almost like a screen set up, but with a left-handed quarterback who rolled out to the right, looked very awkward when he rolled, but did complete the pass there. So it is a first down for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, and you're put in some tough spots sometimes. Some of these players are, and you see that right there off the cuff there of Nick Mundy. But he completes it, and kind of one of those flow. Everybody flows one way.
Yeah.
And here we go. If they throw 2 passes in a row, I might eat my hat here. They're not, though. They're going to take it up the gut.
24 with the carry.
And with 6:54 left, and the Senators leading 27-0, Mitchell is trying to get something a little more high tempo here.
Yeah, trying to speed this up a little bit, play a little faster.
They do get the ball to start the second half, so a score here, and then getting the ball back in that second half and scoring could be a big
a big boost for them.
Yes. However, they're gonna, unless they really drain this out, they're gonna give the Senators the ball back, and it doesn't take the Senators long to score. All right, here's the snap to Mundy. Nope. Sorry about that. And here we go. Here's the snap, and he's going to take it up the gut. He falls a herd of blockers. He's met there by Bryce Brown and Charles Madden and Landon Pearson. A whole slew of people there coming through and hitting him.
Gets about 2 on that one. Going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Right where they want to be, because they're in 2-down territory at all times. I just noticed that Senator Sam is even wearing a mask on the sidelines there.
Yep.
Masking up for all this so we can all play. Good job there, Senator Sam. Great crew here as we see. The ball is going to be snapped there at the middle. Then he's going to take it, and that's Reynolds.
He's going to take it, number 2.
Reynolds, and he had it, but, you look at those Senators who are staying down and making that play there. Bryce Brown looked like came through along with Landon Pearson again. They're running away from Jake Strange. I've noticed that. They do not want to come to Jake Strange's side.
And Jake's going to see that most of the year. Most of the time, they're going to run away from him.
And, that's where Landon Pearson, who came in, who didn't play a lot of, defensive end last year, having to really step up there. Alrighty, they're going to 5:10 left. Here's the snap. It's going to be another keep.
Another
by
keeper
Mundy.
up the middle.
And Mundy, I hope he's got a big ice bath ready for him after this game, because that young man is taking a pounding. I would not want to be a quarterback in this offense.
It's a lot of read and give or pull here, and it seems like he's keeping it a lot. So he's taking a lot of hits, from a lot of different Senators out there. I know we've called Bryce Brown's name a lot.
Yeah.
Charles has been in quite a bit on some hits there, along with Andrew Lewis and Landon Pearson. So lots of Senators getting lots of tackles here.
I wish we were just a little bit higher up. We should have had Mr. Russell raise this press box. It looks beautiful. If you have not seen the pictures, please take a moment there and look at that. And we've got a timeout, it appears, by Mitchell. We're going to step away here, I believe, for a quick commercial break. The Senators are leading 27-0 with 4:23 left here in the second quarter. You're listening to West Washington Livestream and on WWSR.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field. We're having quite a bit of chuckling up here in the press box. We're going to give a shout out to Jeannie Combs, who's at home watching. She is our big spender tonight, getting on to be able to watch. Apparently she had some technical difficulties and she was unable to get on with her original subscription, so she just bought a second one.
So this second quarter is brought to you by Jeannie Combs.
Yeah, brought to you by Jeannie Combs.
So,
we're definitely appreciative of her purchasing the game, so thanks, Jeannie.
Back to action here. 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Jackets here with 4:23 left. And it's a quick little pitch on the reverse to Reynolds, and he's going to get a lot of yards.
Yeah, get about 7 there.
And that'll bring that clock down to around 4 minutes, 4:13 left here in the second quarter. That's going to be
Mitchell again is driving here, like Brad said earlier. They do get the ball to start the second half of play. So if they can punch this one in and then hold the Senators, don't let them score, they get the ball back. So that's a 2 possession swing there.
Yeah. So here we go. The Blue Jackets in the backfield there in that short punt formation. The ball is going to be directly snapped to Schaefer, I believe. He has it. He has not moved. Jake Strange comes down with him, and almost like that game on The Price is Right, the little mountain climber game.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
His feet were churning. He just wasn't going anywhere.
He was yodeling all he could, but he didn't move. Also giving a shout out to Brittany Powers. I know she's listening. I told her she better post some pictures. So if you're not,
haven't had any pop through yet.
Yeah, we're hoping.
Another sponsor or another person out there watching I know is Tia Batchelor. Rob's up here with us, so Tia's at home watching. Rob just gave us a look.
And here is off to Reynolds on the sideline. They're going with the horse that got him there. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds there by Glenn Rankin. Great little rodeo tackle there by Glenn.
Going to be a gain of 5. Going to be another first down for the Blue Jackets.
Now that puts it at 2:59 there. The clock is going to stop. The fact that they're this far out is going to be hard for Mitchell to score unless they can get a big play here. The clock is running. I apologize. With 2:57 left, the Senators leading 27-0. The ball is going to be, it looks like they're going to try to take a little bit of a quick snap here to the quarterback, Mundy.
Just got a message from Jeannie Combs. She says she loves her Senators, so she's happy to chip in and support them in any way she can. And
we appreciate everybody listening and watching now. We know that not everybody can be here. We're blessed to every day we're at school or every day we get to do this. This is one of the only few times I say that feels normal. Even though I'm sitting here, as I said, broadcasting with a mask on.
As normal as can be, sitting up here with masks on, calling a football game. I mean, that's the new normal.
The new normal, as we see.
Direct snap
to Mundy. Mundy is going to be he's going to get some yards, but he's going to be driven down. I don't think that was a penalty flag. I thought I saw something get thrown in there, but it was not.
Andrew Lewis with the tackle there. Believe it's going to be enough for a first down.
First down for the Blue Jackets with 2:07 left. They are driving here.
Oh, penalty flag did come in. You did see it.
I did see. Okay.
Going to be holding on the offense. So
that is
Blue
a backbreaker for the Blue Jackets.
Going to back up.
Wow, that is just the absolute worst time. But Mundy had so much time. He was almost like Schaefer there earlier. He kept churning those feet, and I was like, it just seems like the play went a little too long.
Yeah. So they were at 2nd and about 2, and now they're going to be 2nd and 9.
The many rules or how what teams look for, it's what the officials look for out of teams, I never know, but you can usually tell with the flow of a play. Alrighty, 1:56 left here. The Blue Jackets are going to be taking the snap. It is direct snap to Mundy. He's going to keep. He's going to roll to the right side. He's got some blockers, but he is going to be driven down there by Charles Madden, it looks like, and number 4 Hunter Thompson there.
Clock does continue to run here. 1:45 to go.
And we are 1:45 left with here in the second quarter, the first half there. Clock is running 1:44 now as the Blue Jackets are kind of marching up the line and trying to get something going here, trying to get this score before the end of the first half.
They really need to punch this one in.
And there's another
flag coming in, thrown directly into the pile of Senators and Blue Jackets.
You know, the officials, I know they throw it to the spot. And what's so crazy is I remember Pepper Johnson, who got hit with one of those. It's going to be a hold against the Blue Jackets
Hold again.
Do you remember that Pepper Johnson getting hit in the eye with
Yeah,
that for
with the flag?
With the Cleveland Browns? Ended his career to mine. He was never the same player. Blinded in it from it. So holding against the Blue Jackets, that's going to be a backbreaker.
Yeah,
here.
backbreaker.
126 left as they've put together a great drive. And I'm willing to bet the Senators, we talked about a lot of the same guys being on the field there. You look at those front guys. There we go. And Mitchell's going to call a timeout. I think we're going to step away for a quick commercial. You're listening to West Washington Live Stream on WWSR Radio.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to ihsaatv.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field as the West Washington Senators are taking on the Mitchell Blue Jackets with 1:24 left here in the second quarter. It is 27-0 Senators over the Blue Jackets. We'd like to thank the IHSA for their message there we just came back from. During halftime, we're going to hear our first Commissioner's Corner of the year. I will say this is going to be the first time I'm not going to be hearing Bobby Cox as the IHSA Commissioner.
Yeah.
Paul, who's I always called him Paul. I forget his last name.
Nedig, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Great guy. Very. I was a formerly athletic director before becoming assistant principal here, so very nice guy. He was over basketball, I believe, before. So great. I would not want to be the IHSA commissioner in these circumstances.
Yeah, lots of things going on with the IHSA right now, trying to get the sports in, making sure that the kids are safe, making sure that everything is safe to be able to have, and still allowing the kids to play the sports that they love, whether it's volleyball or cross country or football, tennis, golf, any of those things that are going on right now. The IHSA is making sure they're doing the best that they can for the student athletes.
Mitchell's quarterback Monday kind of hobbles out there. He's taking a beating. Reynolds is in motion. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quick keep. No, it is going to be a keep by Monday. He's going to be dropped by Jake Strange. And then Charles Madden and Bryce Brown say, we'll have some of those potatoes. Yeah. We'll have some of those turkey for you. Boom. They were not going to be late for Christmas dinner there.
Going to take another timeout. We're going to step aside, get a quick commercial from Channel C, Brady Bishop, and we'll be back in just a moment.
At the heart of the Channel brand are the relationships we build with farmers like you. We call it seedsmanship. With Channel, you'll experience our seedsmanship at work services on your farm through the year-round, hands-on, customized service of your Channel seedsman. Your local Channel seedsman, Brady Bishop, knows your fields and can recommend an elite seed product designed to perform in your area and maximize the profitability of every acre. Contact Brady, your local Channel seedsman, at 812-620-4624.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field here. 1:17 left in the first half. West Washington leading 27-0 over Mitchell. I'm Brad Mills alongside Craig Akers as we get ready to watch the Senators come up here with a big play. They need to stop here as the Jackets are driving in their territory. Monday, the quarterback, flips it over to Reynolds, who is going behind a group of Blue Jackets, but is pulled down by Bryce Brown.
And Charles Madden
and
on that
Landon Pearson. If there's three guys on the you don't want to come near. It's those three right
yeah,
there.
those are three big Senator linemen. So
Yeah.
we're going to take another timeout. We're going to stick here for this one.
Let's go ahead and just I will say, let's talk about we will have a little bit. We got some players cramping up a little bit, even though it's not very hot. It's still some things there. I think that's Coach Powers down there, along with Kent Chapman, our wonderful trainer, helping them out. The running game, I guess, is like, hey, you don't have to pass it if you can run the ball like we're running.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you would have told me that we would have thrown the ball less than 3 times and a half, and not completed one for three, and we would have been winning 27-0, I wouldn't have believed it.
I mean, the Senators have given the Blue Jackets a taste of their own medicine here, really. Smash mouth football. It's kind of new school versus old school. The spread and the speed, and you see really we were talking to some of the media here even about what we were really expecting. We haven't seen much of them because there's only one game, and tackling has been an issue for the Blue Jackets. And if you've got some younger guys in there, that's some things. You look over at that timeout right now, see whose heads are already dropping and stuff. That's some the opposite sideline. You got some guys over here that are ready to get in.
Looking back at the past few seasons here, the Senators have really kind of owned this matchup. Overall, in the past 35, the Senators are 22-13 against the Mitchell Blue Jackets.
Wow. Which, when you think about, that's a 3A school at times.
Yeah, a large 2A, 3A in that realm. Last year the Senators came away with a 50-6 win. Really, it was a close game up until about the third quarter, and then
it was the Holden Bousman show for a bit there.
Then Holden really took over and got everything going.
And that was also where we kind of christened Mason Armstrong in that game too. Mason kind of showed what he was going to be. All righty, here, a big third down, 1:09 left, 27-0 Senators. The ball is snapped, and Reynolds has got it. He's on the outside, and he's got some daylight, but he's got a lot of yards he's going to have to get. And he is going to be driven down there, it looks like, by Glenn Rankin.
Still going to be 4th and about, 3?
And we have a timeout.
Going to be the final timeout.
But does anybody have any timeouts left?
We have one left, I believe. I believe that was the last one for – oh, no, we did take that one. So that's going to be our last one. The Blue Jackets are going to have one left.
Wow, look at that spot. Oh, okay. Goodness, our – Tank gave me a heart attack over there because I look and he was spawning at the 20, which I was really hoping that's where that was at. But still, that was a big gain by Reynolds there, who they've went to that well many times tonight.
So it's going to be 4th and 4. The Blue Jackets are going to have to, get going here, get these 4 yards, and then they've got one timeout to then be able to work with and try to punch it in. If they do get the first down, they're going to be within the 15.
Yeah, I think they're not going to have to pass here. I really don't. I think they're going to try to see that they're going to make two quick reads here, see what they're given. Now it's going to be up to the Senators and their front line there to really push back whatever it is and get it going. So let's see as we go here, because it's going to be, I'll tell you what, a lot of mismatches on that line if you look right now.
Yeah.
Andrew Lewis, I'm going to call his number now. I think he's got a chance if he can get in here and cause some havoc here. The snap goes. It goes to Mundy. Mundy outside of Reynolds. But no, Mundy keeps. It's going to be a first down.
He's going to get there and get the first down.
Yep, the clock is stopped as they move those chains. And I bit on it just like everybody else, it looked like, for the Senators there. Reynolds did a great job of taking. Mundy did the fake there. It looked as if there's a chance. There's 49 seconds left here in the first half, and the clock is running. So they're going to have to try to get a quick
they're
play.
going to have to get going here, 40 seconds.
And somehow Andrew Lewis had a towel of somebody over there that we just saw.
He just picked it up.
He just picked it up. And we got a player down for the Senators. That's not good. That's Charles Madden there. I don't know if that's gonna assist the.
That's gonna help the Blue Jackets because Charles is gonna go down. We're gonna have to get trainer to come in, check him out. I'm sure it's probably a cramp in his
calf. He was
he was reaching for it. Nothing worse than a cramp.
I tell you what, I saw some guys walk around school drinking a whole gallon of water, which is good, and I wish that more boys would because they think it's going to be a cool game. We're not, but they haven't exerted themselves like this in a while for this long.
Yeah.
Practices have what we do is have even changed as a sport now. We don't go as hard.
Yeah, you don't go as hard. You don't get hit as much. You don't go as long. Just to keep the boys in the top condition that they can be for the games. So,
and and that's something, some schools, even, and unfortunately my prior schools I didn't learn. I thought you had to run everybody to death to keep them in shape, but no, it's kind of does the opposite with you. So he's getting some stretch out there. Hopefully that's all it is a cramp there. It looks like that's what it is, pulling him down. Baptist East, big thank you to them, and great trainer. I never worry. Kent's been a buddy of mine for a very long time, so he is a great trainer on the sidelines there for the Senators. He actually runs that clinic, so we got the best one. So.
Yeah.
And here we go. Quick. It's going to be a quick snap to Monday. He's going to hand it off.
Going to be a pass.
Reynolds, and that's going to be in there for a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Blue Jackets. Nathan Reynolds going to haul that one in for the first touchdown for the Jackets. Going to bring it 27-6. 16.2 left to go here in the first half.
And they're going to be going for 2 here, of course. 16 seconds. I don't know. I'm willing to bet the Senators are at least going to try to run the ball with the success they've had. If they get it, it's going to be a snap. And it's going to be pulled down there. Whoa. Not fooling me, says Bryce Brown.
No, thank you on that one.
Thank you next, as the great American poet Ariana Grande would say.
Yeah, we're going to step aside, have a commercial break from the IHSA. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field, where the Senators do lead 27-6 over the Mitchell Blue Jackets.
16.2 left here in the first half. So the Mitchell, the only time they did kick off was a quick scrub kick. So definitely don't want to fall for that. I'm willing to bet they're not going to try that this time. I do like the fact I see 2 guys. I'm going to tell you 2 guys. We got Bobby Stevens back there, but Ethan Roberts. If Ethan gets the chance here, if they do kick it to him, we got Jake Strange right there in the middle of the second level. There's some guys with some speed there. Ken Chase, who's already got a special teams touchdown over there. I don't know that you get past that second level. Some guys are definitely going to go for it. Up the middle there, Bryce Brown and Andrew Lewis are ready.
I do see him spread out a little bit more. Directional kick.
And that's right to Roberts, and it goes off his hands.
Off his hands.
He better pick it up. He's going to have it. 14 seconds left. Roberts makes the cut, and he runs, and he's going to be driven down there with about 8 seconds left. The ball is going to be placed at about the 18-yard line. I don't know if that being that far back, if the Senators are going to try to.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. They may air it out one time. Just send somebody on a go route and see how far Holden can throw it.
Holden called that zero route last year in regional for Harrison Sanford on a play with a little bit of time just like this, and Harrison made a huge catch.
Yeah.
So we're going to go. We got some twins to the left there. Parker and
Bobby and Parker out there.
I believe we finally we have
exhausted the timeouts. There are no timeouts left.
There's timeouts left. The only one that would be left is if one of the officials called it.
Yeah.
So we've been sitting here for a while trying to get this one over, and it's
loading up some Twitter scores, seeing what I can get out there on the Twitter sphere.
We'll have some good stats this week. I ditched the computer and went with a pen and paper.
First one in, I believe the Salem Lions are up 16-7 over Scottsburg at the half.
At the half, the Warriors having a tough go at it this year. Losses to Clarksville and North Harrison mightily there. So good job by the Lions there, kind of trying to chip away and get their first win on the year, I believe.
Correct. Because they dropped their first one to North Harrison.
And
then
Silver Creek
came in and played some really good football.
in that MSC, I don't know how much longer Silver Creek's going to be in that MSC. I don't know if the MSC is going to be like, bye-bye, see you later. We got trips now, it looks like, left, so Holden's going to put big Jake Strange back there.
Jake's widened out.
I mean, you got the opportunity here. You might as well take a stab, Okay, 2 safeties deep for the Blue Jackets here. Holden's going to he's going to take it. He's going to run. He's going to find daylight, but he's going to be dragged down at the 39-yard line for a gain of 19 yards for Holden.
That's going to be the end of the first half. Score is 27-6. The Senators do lead. Mitchell does get the ball. As we return, we're going to step aside for a quick commercial break from Ryan Kemp at Edward Jones, and then we'll be back for our halftime stats along with the Commissioner's Corner. So we'll be back in just a moment. The recent market volatility has affected just about everybody's financial and investment situations. So if you're planning on retiring soon, will it still be possible? Of course, with many people's jobs being affected by the coronavirus pandemic, your retirement plans may have been thrown into confusion. But assuming your employment is stable, you'll need to review your retirement goals and progress you've made towards achieving them, so you can determine what moves, if any, you need to make. Then ask yourself some questions. For starters, are you flexible enough to make some changes to your retirement lifestyle? If you can find a way to make it less costly, you may not need to change your current investment strategy significantly. Also, if necessary, are you willing to work longer than you had originally projected so that you can put more money into your IRA or 401k? Here's another question. When should you take Social Security? The longer you wait, the bigger your monthly payments. Even in the midst of uncertainty, you still have choices. Consider them carefully and make the decision that works for you. For more information, contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Ryan Kemp at 812-620-5604. Member SIPC.
Welcome back to Art Sandersfield here as we're going to be going over some stats right now. At halftime, the West Washington Senators lead Mitchell 27-6. Starting the game off there, Roper McPeters with a 53-yard touchdown on the first offensive play for the Senators. The extra point, the 2-point conversion was no good. The Mitchell Blue Jackets then turned the ball over on downs, and the Senators drove down and scored again. McPeters with 57 yards on the ground, but Bousman cleaned it up with a 4-yard touchdown. The second touchdown of the day came from Bobby Stevens, who pounded it in for a total of 82 yards on 2 carries. And then we had a Mitchell turnover on downs again, followed by West Washington going through the air for their only completed pass of the day, a 15-yard little scamper from Holden to Jake there, but then adding some more yards from Stevens and Holden to get an 11-yard touchdown. Extra point good by Rosenbaum. So far on the day, Bousman has 2 touchdowns. He has a total of 73 yards on the ground. He has 15 through the air. Roper McPeters leads the West Washington Senators with 110 yards and a touchdown. And Bobby Stevens has 97 yards and a touchdown. Mitchell was able to put a score on the board there. Monday to Reynolds to end the half on their first completed pass of the second completed pass of the game there. Reynolds with 2 catches for around 30 yards and a touchdown. So we're going to be thrown into the Commissioner's Corner here, so we'll be back after this, so enjoy.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, congratulations to you and the association and obviously to the member schools around the state. It appears, I think, for most of us that the first 2 weeks of fall sports have gone relatively well.
And I would agree completely, Bob. You know, our member schools continue to do a phenomenal job working with their student athletes, working with their communities to make sure that they're doing everything they can to keep everybody safe so we can play high school football and everything this fall. You know, I've just been so impressed with their it's funny, there was a lot of intrepidation in the beginning because it was all unknown, but the enthusiasm's coming back here at a record level because we've got week 2 in the books.
You have week 2 in the books, and it appears you've had, I'm not exactly sure the right word, but you have had a few situations where games have had to be moved around. I think most notably the past week, Danville having to postpone their game with Mooresville. Mooresville learning on a Wednesday they had to find an opponent, was able to hook up with Leo and play a game. How many of those situations have happened to this date?
Yeah, so far it has actually been the same the last 2 weeks. We've had 16 opponents in each of the last 2 weeks that could not play because of various reasons. The vast majority of those are due to kids that were out because of quarantine, not positive tests. And so it's happened at about a 10% rate across the state, as we've been seeing. But what I would tell you is also, Bob, we have some schools that simply don't match up with an opponent that's available in their area or size-wise. But the last 2 weeks, we've had 95% of our schools available and ready to play football and just couldn't do it because of various reasons. So those are really good numbers that we've been tracking.
Is it the same with your other fall sports? Have they been affected similarly as football has?
It has. It's very similar across the board. And again, it's, we've got student athlete, or we got schools that have to shut down for various reasons. And, we expected that when the season began. We spoke to that and it's come true. And the numbers are about what we thought we would have when we got back into play.
Paul Neidig with us from the IHSA. Paul, you've been fortunate, obviously. Schools have been diligent. Student athletes have. Fans seem to be, too. And what's been the reaction of your schools and how the fans have treated this situation?
I think all in all, we always have, some outliers out there, but that's the small story of this whole thing. The vast majority of people are doing what they can to keep student athletes safe. I mean, our staff's been out and about. I've been at several games this year, and I walk in and I don't see people hustling to get their mask on when I walk in, which tells me that they're, they've taken it serious and they're really trying to do everything they can to keep this thing moving. And that's what I've told some folks. If we want to play in November, we've got to do the right thing today.
Well, you have week 3 coming up, and as we've seen to this point, we've had good weather, reasonably good weather, and great football.
Right, and I think we're going to continue to see that. Weather forecast looks good for this weekend, and as we get into week 3, you start learning a little bit more about who's got what and where the strength in the state lies, and and we get through this week, we're going to really start identifying those teams that may be able to make a run through the tournament. But there's been some surprising teams this year that traditionally have not had a lot of success that are doing pretty well right now.
He's Paul Neidig, the commissioner of the IHSAA. This is our weekly conversation about all things related to high school sports in our state. Paul, thanks so much for your time. Have a great week.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for everything you do for our kids.
All right, Paul, thanks for the kind words. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, Bob. Have a good week, man.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
to.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field here as we're getting ready to start the second half here. The West Washington Senators are up 27-6 over the visiting Mitchell Blue Jackets here in this PLAC battle. Speaking of the PLAC, got some scores coming in from around there. 36-0 in the second quarter, Perry Central over Crawford County. Over at Tell City, with a great season they got going, and Forest Park. This is a good game over there. 7-0 Tell City over Forest Park at the half. Mr. Akers, you got the score for the Lions over there?
I believe it is 18-7 at the half. Lions are leading Scottsburg.
We had the Eastern Musketeers are up against the Brownstown Braves tonight, and it was 28-0, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's what the score was there.
We've our Twitter kind of gave up on us there as we were trying to
find some scores around, seeing what's going on. We don't with the way the schedules are and teams moving around. It's hard to get regular scores of who you normally play this week. So it's difficult to find those games because we know who to look at, but when you don't play your regular schedule, it doesn't work out.
New Albany and Jeffersonville, no love lost in that matchup. There are two big schools. New Albany up 12, Jeffersonville 7 over there.
Tell City leading Forest Park at the half.
Yeah, we have so many different scores we're looking at here.
I've got one that does come into kind of a regional semi-state play. The Lawrenceburg Tigers are leading Milan 41-7 at the half. Milan, a 1A perennial power that we see at the regional level. They are getting beat by the Lawrenceburg Tigers.
And I'm going to call them the comeback Clarksville Generals here. Interception for a touchdown by Charlestown, but the PAT's good. 14-13 right now. They're down. They're down by a point with 1:21 left in the half over there for the Generals. Doing some good things, after they had that huge losing streak for a while. Able to come back. We got some great action there. Jake Strange ready to kick this off. We are going to see the Mitchell Blue Jackets get the ball back there Monday, and Deep Reynolds for him. I'd say Jake's going to put this ball probably around our 20-yard line if I was willing to bet there, right about where George Browning of the Salem Leader is standing.
Springs Valley up 7-6 over Paoli at the moment.
Ball's a skip to Mundy. Mundy is driven down
by Roper McFeeters.
And then
way to start the second half, Roper.
Yes, quarterback, there you go. And you're welcome. And Victor Young.
Victor Young getting up a little slow on that one. I don't know that he didn't take the brunt of that hit from Roper.
Roper got the awe, but Victor kind of held that guy's feet, and that may have jerked his head back there a little bit. He's more of a special teams kind of guy, so he's getting in, coming out after a year off there. He had a lot of injuries early on, so it's good to see him getting some plays there. Poor kid, was not healthy for a while. He had some injuries, and so glad to see him out. Once again, that short punt formation there, a little T backfield for the Blue Jackets. Ball is snapped directly to Mundy. He's got it. He's going up the middle, and we got two Blue Jackets that just.
We've got three of them on top of each other, so something's got to be going on there.
Yeah, almost like they're. We got
Yep. Chop block on the Blue Jackets, so that's going to back them up.
And it looked like that chop block came to Mike Leach there. Mike definitely he came up like he's wincing a little pain there, but grabbing his back. If you get a good chop block, that happens there. And that's going to move them. Wow.
Yeah,
that is not how Mitchell wants to start
this. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of it, which was right at the line. So
I got to get my third quarter stats here going because this is the first drive that we see here. And this has been not really the way that Mitchell wants to start this with that huge penalty and being down by this much. The 5-2 there. Holden Bowsman back there, safety. And then there's the snap, and it goes outside to Reynolds.
Out wide to Reynolds. He's going to be brought down. I believe that's 32, Jake Strange over there.
Stand up, Mike. Do not get that penalty that far away. Mike having some issues over there with number 61 for the.
Big Mike does a nice job of coming up and then walking right back to his spot. Doesn't say anything extra, doesn't do any extracurriculars. So nice job there by Big Mike.
Especially when the ball is 15 yards away from you.
Yeah.
And it's already down. And they are now facing the Braxton rolling him, just going at it there. Braxton Roll kind of looked like Jaron Roll's twin brother that he never had. I don't know. That was kind of scary. I looked at that and I was like,
we haven't called Jaron Roll's name very much tonight.
There's
Back to
gonna be a
pass.
And it's going to be a screen to Reynolds. Reynolds picks it up. He's got some daylight. He's got a lot of yards, and he is going to be ridden out of bounds there about the 40.
Right at the stick.
He's got it.
Oh, he's going to be short of the stick. They dropped the stick. I thought he was heading up that way. But
yeah, I see the official there marking it about the 40. So they're going to be about 3rd and 5 here.
Which, once again, we get into manageable downs.
It is what you want to see. You know, if you're in this kind of offense, we've talked about they're fine with that, and that little flood, screen there, get everybody. And some guys got caught sleeping, but that's all right. And there's that's gonna be a huge blitz. Oh, Madden had him dead to rights, and he got out of it. And
going to be enough for the first down right at the 50. Nice run there by 25.
That's going to be 25 for the. That's going to be Hayden Williams, a fresh set of legs, it looks like there. I've not called his name yet tonight. He came in and made some big plays there for the Jackets there. And, with this offense where it's been Mundy and Reynolds most of the night with a little bit of Schaefer thrown in there, that was a good change of tempo play there. All righty. In the short punt formation, T-backfield there. Here's the snap to. It's going to be the quick flip and toss, and that is a lot. Oh, that ball is out. It's out. We got it. That ball was never in the hands of the running back. He comes through the line at about the 45, and I don't know who got it on the punch out there on the replay. We're going to watch it.
Yep.
Big Madden looks like he was so mad about the missing that.
I still can't tell. I know Bryce Brown was right there with his hand up, but it wasn't Bryce who knocked it out. So Charles Madden must have been there to knock it away.
Well, let's also say this was something too that he did it to himself because he didn't have a good handle on the ball.
Yeah, he didn't have a handle on it as he was going through the line.
Centers are going to start here on the 41. Bowsman off to McFeeters.
McFeeters looking for a hole.
He's got a lot.
Nice job. Hey, nice run there.
I'm going to say, Caden Van Cleve busting his butt down the field,
getting
blocking
out ahead of that, being a blocker there. Nice job by Van Cleve.
What a great, he had it. McFeeters gets pulled down by the only guy, but he gets past that guy. He's got a convoy of 20 right there in front of him. So that's going to be a huge gain of a lot of yards there, from the 41 to the other 41 yard line. So
Feeders again. There's the hole.
I saw Holden. I told my nuts. I look, Holden was throwing up the hands.
Holden threw up the hands. He thought it was going to get all the way in.
41 to the 25 yard line there for. So we are cooking. We're cooking with peanut oil right now, as they would say on Duck Dynasty. We are moving the ball.
This is where the Senators really tend to shine.
And look at this tempo. Look at this tempo here that you're talking about. Not wasting a lot of time. Look at those. Okay, the official helping out the Blue Jackets. They're going to reset the play clock, but not the tempo the Blue Jackets want to play right now.
Yeah.
And I'm saying over here on the right side. Oh, nope. Bobby Stevens cuts back.
I'll tell you what, there's not going to be many people in the state who are able to wrap him up around the top half and bring him down. You're going to have to hit Bobby low to bring him down. I believe it was 24 who was in the backfield and got him up high, but you're not going to bring Bobby down, tackling him around the shoulders.
Yeah, he is Stevens just a beast in that backfield. Like we said, a bowling ball. And Stevens again. And he's going, and he's like, I'll take that. And good clean job there.
There's another gain of about 9, I believe.
I'm going to give a big shout out there to Mike Leach, and on the backside there also Landon Pearson and Jaron Roll, because those three opened up that hole. Brings us down to first down here for the Senators. They are just moving the ball all they want. Any way they want it right now.
There's McFeeters.
And he's
still running, met by 3 Jackets, spinning down inside the 10 to, I believe, about the 4.
Yeah, he takes it from the 12-yard line down to the 4 for a gain of 8 yards, McFeeters. And a great gain. That's going to be setting up a 2nd and 2. They're knocking on the door of another
the door to get in.
And we got a timeout.
Official timeout.
Okay. I believe it was an equipment issue there, so good. We got everybody reset, and we don't want everybody to be safe. Oh, and that was enough. We were moving.
The Senators were moving. You could call that on almost any number out there.
I don't know. I looked the left side of the line. The wide receiver, Parker Green, over there also got a little antsy, and then I didn't even look at the right side. I think you were looking at
the right side. All moved, so I don't know if that was a misdirection on the snap count or what it is.
Dwayne Nance doing his many plays here as he calling it in was very point there. Is going to be the handoff to McFeeters. McFeeters can walk into the end zone, and he does. And what a nice run there. Got him a little bit of yards for a 10-yard scamper for McFeeters.
Nice job by McFeeters seeing the hole there. Nice zone block by the Senator line to spring McFeeters to get him in. Great job by him to.
So with 7:15 left here in the third quarter, the Senators are up 33-6 over the Blue Jackets. As In Rosenbaum's going to come on, Jackson Cameron's going to be holding it down, and Clark Nance, I believe, is snapping it here.
Yep.
The freshman connection.
Up.
He got another one. We got the penalty too, I believe.
Got it again.
So good job by In. He got the kick through. We're gonna get that penalty added on to the kickoff, I believe, there for us. Good job.
We're gonna step aside, have a commercial break from Stuart Seed. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your success is Stuart Seed's success. That's the idea behind their 100% replant eligible program for grower customers. You deserve peace of mind even during an unpredictable season. Maximizing your profit potential comes down to identifying challenges and capitalizing on opportunities. Stuart Seed's agronomy library keeps you up to date with local agronomy insights to help you navigate through the season. Our team members make it a priority to work with your unique needs to find the best solution available. Get to know everyone on our team, from the field sales representatives to our technical agronomists. Building trusted relationships starts with sharing what we know with our Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio neighbors just like you. Stay up to date on the latest local agronomy updates, harvest communication, and news from Stuart Seeds. Let's keep in touch, because that's what neighbors do. Contact Michael Trueblood at 812-620-3311.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field, where there was a personal foul penalty on the extra point, where Ian Rosenbaum did drive that one through. So Jake Strange is going to get to kick from the 45.
Which is kind of common. Jake comes in, he's got the stronger leg there. I'm like, do this and put it in. You put it down there about where Mr. Sullivan is standing there.
Yeah.
Let that get a nice little bounce right there. And
the key here is kick it, but keep it in bounds.
Yeah.
You don't want to kick this one out of bounds.
I tell you what, there's a lot of speed over on that far side too. So I don't know if he's planning on kicking over there, but man, there's a lot of speed you could get this ball with.
Senators do lead 34-6.
A nice blooming kick, and that's going to hit one, and that's going to be a touchback. They'll take it all day. That's all right, and that's going to bring them out to the 20. And I would much rather see Mitchell have to go 80 rather than taking that, get on the 35, right?
Exactly.
So good hustle there. A lot of clean jerseys running down there, so a lot of guys very excited. It'd been nice if he could have, I watched Adam Vinatieri kick it and stop a ball on the one once with the New England Patriots back in the day, and I still can't believe he was able to do that. All kinds of movement around there on the defensive line for the Senators as the Blue Jackets are going to take a snap. Mundy at quarterback gets it, and he is going to fake the spin, hands off, and that's going to be snuffed out. And
that one goes backwards.
Wow,
once he gets there, I'm not sure who that was.
Hayden Williams got lamb-blasted by, I want to say, Bryce Brown.
That's who I'm thinking. The way Bryce was walking back, I don't know if
we can do a replay on that, but man, that was just a get out of town. Thank you. I don't know any quotes from the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze, R.I.P., but that was up there. Definitely. I've not seen anybody get thrown out of that since I was at the Chug in Ball State University. So Here we go. Monday at quarterback, he's going to take the snap, and he is going to take it
Keep
himself.
it up the middle.
And, you know, to his credit, he's
running hard, playing hard, doing the best he can.
And, you know, that's all you really can ask out of a junior. He's listed here at 145 and 6 foot. If he's 145, I'd be amazed.
Yeah.
He's a very skinny little guy. Does a good job of moving around there. I've seen some new numbers coming in there for the Blue Jackets there. They don't have much, but this could be a passing down here if I was wanting to bet just from some personnel I just saw come in. There's the handoff to the outside of Reynolds. Reynolds is going to try to find daylight. He is met by Landon Pearson over on the side along with Charles Madden. And that's going to be short of a first down. So with 5:37 left, this is going to be a 4th and about 2 yards. The ball's going to be on about the 28-yard line. So they're going to go for it. You get it right now. I would really look for the direct snap to the up back on this.
I would think that I don't know that they're going to snap it. I could see them dropping back to actually punt here.
Monday with the carry, and he is going to be met. And I'm going to say this official right here is giving him the first down. He gave him the forward motion and progress there, and that was a very quick call over there by the far official. And so Monday took a shot. He did take a pretty good shot there as he came up with that. But that's going to keep the clock moving here. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Senators up 34-6 over the Mitchell Blue Jackets in this first PLAC game for both teams here. Both teams coming in with 0-0 in PLAC. The Mitchell dropped the season opener to Edgewood.
Correct.
And now they had their game also canceled last week, so we're just thankful to be playing. And that's going to be on the outside, and that's going to be we got a penalty back. So do we? Whoa! As there's a lot. Andrew Lewis and Charles Madden coming, and Bryce Brown coming in. Hayden Williams. I don't know if we have a face mask possibly.
Yeah, I don't know what the call was from way out there.
Yeah. So number 25 there, Hayden Williams. Once again, he's been taking some shots there. Hayden is only a junior. He's a junior, 5'7", 140 there. And he just had a whole lot of weight come at him.
Yeah, there were 3 big linemen coming at him. So,
and that is something, you know, historically with West Washington, it's always been so crazy is the size of athletes that come out of here, especially on the line. I happened to see Brady Brown walking through the stands here, and I remember him when he was in school.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow. I had the chance to watch the 1993 state championship game. And I looked at some of Barden and some of these guys that were just Keltner. They're just so huge.
Yeah, and
Dan Brown, the quarterback, looked like he.
Well, and Bryce is the smaller in that group. I mean, you know,
Sister Allie could probably.
Doug is a tall, a tall guy, and then Brady is tall just like Doug, and Bryce hasn't hit that growth spurt yet to be that tall, but he's plays really well with his body type, and fills holes, and does a really good job on that
quick.
line. Yeah.
Something that you see, and that goes back to, and I'm going to throw that out there to Coach Dwayne Nance and Coach Burks down there, and both Coach Burks is because the way that our guys move their feet is amazing.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, one of the best things I've seen in a very long time.
I didn't see what the call was, but they backed up Mitchell quite a bit.
Yeah, so that was
holding on Mitchell is what I'm being told.
Holding on Mitchell. Okay, so we apologize. We got a little chatty there, and this is going to be taken outside. No, it's going to be up the middle there to the direct snap to the up back, and that ball gets moved up about 5 yards there.
Coach Tank over on the far side, standing out there all by himself. There's nobody out there. He's on an island all alone.
Him, the official, and the Mitchell ball boy with the. With the Michigan M, on there. When I was a kid, I was as much as a fan you were in Miami. I was a fan of the University of Michigan.
Oh well.
So, and I knew who Tom Brady was before he was good. Okay, when they didn't play him because they had this guy named Drew Henson who was going to be so amazing, who started one NFL game. So I was a big Brady fan then. So definitely that Mitchell M there brings back those memories of Michigan. All righty, here's the snap, and Mundy kind of bobbles it.
Bobbles it, gets hit.
And I tell you what, he kind of fell to the ground there. Glenn Rankin
was coming. He was looking to put his helmet right where that ball should be and pop it out.
And I didn't see the play, but the way that Charles Madden gets this little strut after he makes the play, I'm willing to bet he got something on there. He hit somebody, so I had the pull right here.
Big Mike coming out.
Yep.
That's the thing that's nice about the Senator team. They're able to rotate linemen in, and they don't lose anything when they rotate somebody new in.
No, they don't. It's a strength that not a lot of teams have, and I hope that it gets us playing very, very late in the season here.
Well, and even at that, Charles Madden, who played line for the past 2 years, is playing linebacker.
Yeah.
Where he played his freshman year.
We got a banana on the field there. Let's see what we got. Don't know it. I'd say it's probably.
I think it's a delay of game.
Yes, you'd be correct. Just from I apologize there. We were looking at the play clock. I thought was at 0.
So they back him up again.
I'm amazed. Some of the times we've played Mitchell, I know historically has always been the coldest, nastiest Mitchell-type weather. So
I'll never forget the first game I ever did was at Mitchell, and it was a monsoon.
Goodness.
Like, legit. There was rain everywhere all the time, the whole game.
That ball is going to be kind of botched, and throws. Mundy D throws it back deep, and it's going to be picked up by Bowsman. Bowsman's looking for daylight. He's got a whole herd. Carlos Madden just knocked somebody out. Bowsman's going. We got flags everywhere on the field. We got 3 flags down, and that's going to be coming back somewhat. We had some guys take some shots that when you have that play where it's kind of a scrum there, the Senators are going to get the ball, but probably not that, and Holden is actually kind of cramping there, it looks like. All kinds of guys.
They're discussing what's going on, what's happening. All of them happened after the interception. So
yeah, Holden's a little tight there in his hammies, it looks like, and that was it was a good play. I saw what he had. I saw the convoy he had in front of him.
Yeah.
So I know why he took off. So blocking the back
on the Senators.
Holding against the Senators.
On the Senators.
Okay, so that means we're going to be getting this ball probably about the 50 is what I'm going to be guessing here. They're going to ask him, I think, what we'll see here. I guess we have to choose one or the other.
Yeah. So the question is, which do they take it from? They're going to say we're going to take it from the one furthest back.
We are heading to Valley next week, where I once saw us have a first down
and forever
because of penalties that Valley did. So
it was like 47, I think.
Are we broadcasting from the casino next week?
I don't know what the plan is for next week.
We are hoping. Let's do it. We will find a way.
That's one of those. This year is unique. Always before schools, never have an issue with people coming in and broadcasting. This year with social distancing, it's making sure there's room in the press box and making sure that the school's okay with it. So, and we understand, some schools don't have room in their press box. We get it, and other schools do and invite us in, and, we're thankful for that. So, we're hoping to get as many games in as we can, but understand that, some of those games we're not going to be able to cover. So.
There's a quick pass. Bowsman out
nice
to Strange.
Flip by Jake, or flip to Jake.
And Strange is moving. He's not down yet. He is going to lean forward with his 6'4" frame.
And pick up another 2 yards.
A la, Jeremy Shockey.
There you go.
Right there.
The Miami name.
The U.
Miami name there. West Washington up 34-6 over Mitchell. 1:56 left to go in the third.
Looks like we're going to go trips to the right here. Stevens, Green, and Strange.
Jake coming off the line in his tight end spot.
So they're trying some mismatches there. I'm telling you what, it's going to be
Holden
Bowsman.
with the keep.
He's got lots of room, and he's going to take it, and he's going to get in there. And Bowsman with a nice run, a 21-yard touchdown run by Holden Bowsman.
Holden does a nice job reading this one up the side. Sees that the hole is over there and tucks it and takes off.
Great run there. He is a playmaker for the Senators. That's going to bring the score 40-6 here with 1:35 left in the third quarter. And Rosenbaum is going to be on for the freshman connection here. Nance Cambron, Rosenbaum. The ball is down, snap is up, it's good. Oh,
no good.
Man, I called it a little early.
Called it early.
Sorry
Just
about that.
Missed it. Let's see, that would be wide left.
Wide left there. And the other Holden down there, Holden Russell, hustling down by the Bowsman Memorial to pick that ball up.
Senators lead 40-6 here. Minute 35 to go in the third. Senators, like we did say, do travel to Valley next week. Mitchell is at Eastern Green next week, pending any changes in scheduling and things. I know that we announced that tonight, and I mean, who knows where each will be playing next week with everything that's going on, and the quarantine of teams. I know that's the situation we ran into last week, trying to find a game. We had a couple of options lined up. And then at the last minute, they had to quarantine as a team, so couldn't get a game last week. So scheduling this year is a nightmare. I know I've talked to AD Darren Russell, and every day he's got phone calls of, hey, can we play? Can we play? Whether it's volleyball or football or whatever, just trying to get in the games for the kids. So
and that's when you got that one shot a week. That's really what's up. Rosenbaum with a great kick here to start off this drive. That's going to go directly to Mundy, the quarterback. He's going to be falling behind a couple guys, and he is brought down there. Caden Cunningham and Victor Young again, and number 9 there for the Senators. Their name I haven't got to call, Braxton Sprouse.
Braxton Sprouse does a nice job getting in on the special teams action there.
When you're that freshman and sophomore, that's really your opportunity to get on and do some big plays there. Try to come up with something that you can find that you need to help out. Lots of action on the sidelines here. See a lot of younger guys getting very excited. Some guys, and Holden is still a little sore there. He looks like from that. I kind of wish we could get somebody in there and let him kind of relax. And that's going to be scrubbed right off the middle there to number 34 there, Schaefer.
The normal tweet coming in from Brittany Powers. She's joined by the Abels family. They're sitting at home watching. Can't bring up the picture because the program that I run, you've got to tweet what I say. So she's got the hashtag Senator Football, which is great, but it had to be Senator Seniors for me to be able to pull the picture. But they're sitting there.
Good.
Watching.
Oh man, Roper's got him dead to rights in the backfield. He's going to drop him for a loss. Reynolds could not get out there, and so that ball is going to be a huge loss. And Roper's down.
Roper's now going to cramp.
Oh my goodness. Big plays. We need to get some potassium around these guys. They're grabbing his legs.
Roper is one that I've seen walking around carrying
some water there.
Yeah, carrying some water. He's trying to get off the field.
He's trying to. He's able to. He's come over to Kent Chapman, who's, usually we get past a week or two of this and we don't have any.
But remember, this is only the second game of the season for these guys, even though we're at week 3. So
I know and we have it, even in the cold, which I would not want to cramp in the cold. All right.
27 seconds to go here. A little bit of confusion there for the Senators. They've got people moving all over, getting there.
And that's okay, because Mitchell appeared they had some too, because that ball is barely going to get a yard. Bryce Brown, it looked like Mike Leach actually, and there Landon Pearson getting some tackles there.
Lions still leading the Warriors 18-7 into the third quarter, which is the same spot that we're at. West Washington leads 40-6 going into the fourth quarter of play. We're going to step aside, have a commercial break from Edward Jones with Ryan Kemp. We'll be back in just a moment.
The recent market volatility has affected just about everybody's financial and investment situations. So if you're planning on retiring soon, will it still be possible? Of course, with many people's jobs being affected by the coronavirus pandemic, your retirement plans may have been thrown into confusion. But assuming your employment is stable, you'll need to review your retirement goals and progress you've made towards achieving them, so you can determine what moves, if any, you need to make. Then ask yourself some questions. For starters, are you flexible enough to make some changes to your retirement lifestyle? If you can find a way to make it less costly, you may not need to change your current investment strategy significantly. Also, if necessary, are you willing to work longer than you had originally projected so that you can put more money into your IRA or 401k? Here's another question. When should you take Social Security? The longer you wait, the bigger your monthly payments. Even in the midst of uncertainty, you still have choices. Consider them carefully and make the decision that works for you. For more information, contact Edward Jones Financial Advisor Ryan Kemp at 812-620-5604. Member SIPC.
Welcome back to Art Sanders Field as the West Washington Senators and the Mitchell Blue Jackets are going to start the fourth quarter here. It is 40-6 in favor of the Senators.
Now here's a typical teacher for you. Brittany Powers, fourth grade teacher here, said, put the picture up. I said, she wasn't listening, just like most teachers, when you tell them something, they don't listen. So Brittany can't put the picture up because you didn't tweet what we said. It's got to be Senator Senior for us to pull the picture.
Yeah.
So put that up. But thank you once again for.
Here's going to be a punt, and that one is a little sky high. Still a great punt. Love the angle. That's going to get a favorable bounce for the Blue Jackets. It's going to take, another. I tell you what there, for Reynolds, he's had 2 good punts on the night.
Yeah. So like I said, thank you for all of those of you who tune in on live stream and are listening on WWSR, the Senator Radio. Definitely thank you guys very much. If you want those pictures to show up, make sure you tweet Senator Senior tonight. That's the hashtag that we're using. So get those pictures out and we'll pull them up. But like I said, thank you very much for tuning in, listening, whether you're listening on the online radio or you've purchased the game through the IHSAA. Big thanks to everybody that allow us to bring you those games.
Well, the Senators are going to be starting their drive here on the 25-yard line. As in motion is Ken Chase.
Ken Chase coming around the edge.
And this guy's got some
Finds
wheels. He's on his feet. Man, the freshman
makes a turn, does a nice job. Kenton Chase getting upfield for a gain of 20.
20-plus yard gain.
On the jet sweep there. Nice job by Kenton. Starts to come out. They say, nope, just go to the other side of the field.
Kind of Julian Edelman-like there with that number. So you always look at that, and it's funny how you see kids come across there. He comes across and just gets going quick. Parker Green on the far side here. He's going to be off the line as Ken goes in motion again. This time it's going to go to Bobby, the rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. He's going to be
He's going to pick up 9.
9 for Stevens on the ground.
That's the exact same play that they just ran, except Holden, the quarterback, gets to read and then decide where to go with it. So as they come across, if they follow Kenton across, then he hands off to Bobby. If they don't follow Kenton, it goes to Kenton. So it's a two-headed monster there.
Yeah, where you pick your poison, either lightning or thunder. Now Holden rolls out. He's looking. He's throwing it deep. He's got it off to Parker Green. Parker Green is going to stay on his feet, but he's going to be drug out there. I think there was that was a little questionable.
A little bit out of bounds, but when you're up 40-6, probably not going to get that flag.
From the 47-yard line, our own 47, he takes it down to the. Ooh.
Nice throw there by Holden. Had Bobby out in front of him blocking. Holden in the shotgun, drops back to pass, rolls, looking.
Oh, 20 after a 27-yard completion there.
Trying to get Jake coming across, thrown out in front of him just a little bit. That's a connection we're going to see a lot this year with Holden throwing to Jake or Holden feeding Jake in the post on the basketball court with Coach Sullivan. That's going to be you're going to see a lot of passes from Holden to Jake.
Victor Young stepping in there for in the backfield as Ken Chase comes out. Looks like we might see a T backfield there with some really strong legs back here next to Holden there. He's going to do a quick handoff. And he's going to take, and Holden is going to walk in for another touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown run by Bowsman. And that's going to be 46-6 right now in favor of the Senators. What a great drive there. You see guys coming off, and that may be the last play we see a lot of these starters coming in, especially these seniors. I know we want to always, you every week you hope that you get another game, but in case of this you make sure you get it. Rosenbaum with the kick, and he lovingly puts it through there. So in is 3 for 4 on the night, I believe. And so we are going to be stepping away for a commercial. Once again, you're listening to West Washington live stream and on WWSR.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field. Miss Brittany Powers told me, hey, don't change the hashtag, so I went back to the old one and we got it up. So there you go, Brittany. There's your picture of Brittany and the Abels family watching there at, I believe that's Brittany's house. So big thanks to them for tuning in.
I wondered, did Champ get to come and hang out with them there? My little girl loves Champ. I believe that is the name of Gracie's dog. And right there, man, got a whole herd of Senators come in, and they are going to drop the returner for Mitchell right there. And that ball is going to be started on the 34-yard line. So we're going to see some guys coming in on defense a little bit, probably typical, and then offense will definitely see some more return. All kinds of rushing yards today, all kinds. As I'm sitting here totaling these up, Holden just rushed for his 4th touchdown today, and adding on so many rushing yards there.
Mitchell sticks with the offense that they've run all night, so they're not going to get away from it. They're going to keep running it, which is what they've made their living on. So
what do they do? Do they, if they, let's say they had to almost do a Hail Mary, do they just drop back like they would with the quick punt and just,
I don't know. That's a good question.
I coached in Kentucky, and we had the opposite. We had no way to score when we were on the 1 because we couldn't line up in 9 and just snap it. So here's some guys getting blown off the ball, but man, right there, some guys coming back to it, and a lot of Senators bringing down the ball. And right there, Hunter Thompson trying to grab that ball, same as his Victor Young and Parker Green, and all kinds of people coming in. Jake Strange there.
So I got news for you. Champ is not with them. So the dog is not there.
Man, there's a couple really. There's all kinds of dogs that my little girl, anytime she sees any of them on any social media, I think I may follow more animals than people on Instagram.
Well, how does she feel about miniature horses? Because I have one of those.
Oh my gosh, no, I don't have one of those. And that ball's going to be run up the gut there and stopped on about the 49-yard line.
Roxy, the Great Dane, 140-pound Great Dane that thinks she's about 6 pounds and loves to sit in your lap, works out real well.
What were you thinking on that one?
Well, I've always wanted a Great Dane, so I decided it was time to get one. So that's what I did.
You got your own Marmaduke.
Yeah.
Or Ruby Rouge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Oh, my goodness. I've got a beagle that destroys my house when I'm gone, so, and a lab, so. All righty, as the Blue Jackets are going to be lining up here, it's a 2nd and about 8 for them. Mundy takes the snap. He's going to take it directly behind a couple blockers, but he's going to be ripped to the ground there. I saw Pearson or Leach, somebody just went up and grabbed him and pulled him back into bed there.
We see some new numbers coming in. 71 comes in, 33 comes in. We see Holden exit and Van Cleve both exit.
Yeah, that's Garrett Cooper, 71, coming in. I see him coming in out there, and I do see Victor Young there at linebacker, and we got Grayson McCoy over here on the side in case if Reynolds comes, he's ready for him there. And that's where it's going to be up the middle, and they found some green.
Found a hole there to get through.
And the 6:26 right now. The clock is running, I believe. It's 47-6 in favor of the Senators. And the clock is running there as we look at this. And right now, if you're the Senators, you're trying to get this game over with no injuries.
No injuries, and be healthy to go into next week when you travel to Springs Valley.
And, you know, Springs Valley, a much improved team, so definitely some sights there. Is the quick spin and the toss out to Reynolds. But oh man, I tell you, we had some guys right there ready.
2 volleyball seniors. Got a picture of them going up. AJ Combs along with Gracie Abels. That was tweeted by Amanda Abels, Gracie's mom. So,
there you go.
Like we said, if you get it out there, we'll be sure to put it up. So make sure you tweet it.
2 great young ladies there. I thought they were sisters when I first started working here. I'll be honest with you. I told them that I thought they were sisters. Braxton Sprouse there missed that tackle just a little bit. Got a little over anxious, but that's okay. He had his brothers there to back him up. You get some of these guys with these clean jerseys in ready to play here. That ball's going to be scrubbed right up the middle, but let's see if somebody can bring it in.
We had Victor was back. He had stopped one of the backs coming through the hole, but that back didn't have the ball, so it was a great misdirection there by the Mitchell Blue Jackets.
My mother once said it was illegal for teams to act like they have the ball. They should not be able to do that. And she didn't know much about football there for the first couple of years.
Jaron Roll comes off, another Senator senior.
Yeah, so many wins.
This one coming out wide. Nice
Wow.
job by Grayson McCoy to get there.
He stopped the fastest guy twice. And that's a freshman versus a junior on full tilt there.
McCoy does a nice job of getting his head across the ball, doing nice form tackling, just how you're supposed to. Going to be a loss of, what, about 2 on that play?
Parker Green, another senior coming out, somebody who very thankful athlete coming out here, a basketball kid for the most part till you said 8th grade.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I better get on this because
I'm going to join in. This is going to be a fun ride to be on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to enjoy it. And that is just a scrub right there. I was trying to figure out what grade would these guys have been in during those 2 undefeated seasons. Would they have been in junior high then during those?
Yeah, they were 7th and 8th graders, I believe.
So right then, where, and we talk about programs and what this means. And I know this is a home broadcast, but it is, you don't find this everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't find a single A school that has this pride and this work ethic. And there's kids in this school that could be out here that could really, but still what we do is amazing here at West Washington. Mundy's going to drop back. He's going to toss it quick. He's got a man over the middle, and that ball is brought in for
a touchdown.
Yeah. Number 10 there, the tight end, Connor Fields, with the reception for the second touchdown. He was able to pick on some defensive backs there.
So that's going to bring the score 47-12. Clock does continue to run. 3:04 left to go here in the game.
That is that roll, even
that
though
running clock.
And so we go up here now, and we see the Blue Jackets are going to try. He's going to go ahead and flip it last second to Reynolds. I think that's going to get it in.
It's going to get him in, so that's going to be a 2-point conversion, bring it 47-14. We're going to step aside, take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back for the kickoff here in just a moment.
For over 100 years, Stewart Seed has been proud to work with our friends and neighbors in Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. We remain committed to building partnerships rooted in personalized customer service and by providing locally tested products that fit your farm and help your bottom line. Local solutions, promise delivered. Contact Michael Trueblood at 812-620-3311 for all your Stewart Seed needs.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field, where the Senators do lead 47-14, 2:45 left to go here.
You know, I'm going to recommend we turn the lights on up here during the fourth quarter. It gets a little, I get a little sleepy. I ate a big meal from Imagway right there before we started this game, and it's been a long day, I know, for these kids and everybody out here. And so you get that going, you get those lights over here, and thank you to everybody who's watching and listening to us, getting some great text and some photos sent in to us here.
I never realized how many people had my phone number until I started broadcasting stuff, and then everybody seems to have my phone number.
Yeah.
I get texts and messages from just about everybody I could ever imagine, and some people I don't even have their number. I'm like, I don't know who this is.
I've been very blessed that people will tell us what's going on. Here's gonna be a quick kick. It's coming real quick, so I don't know if maybe it might be one of the backs. Nope, it's gonna be. Okay, great job by whoever that was.
That's
right
Bryce
there.
Brown again.
Bryce, doing those. That's 2 possessions he saved there.
Yeah, Bryce Brown doing exactly what he should do. As that comes up.
Right there on the ear of Senator Sam, he just comes up with it there, and that's where the Senators will start.
I know that Coach Sullivan has said that Bryce has some of the best hands on the basketball team. He's able to, the basketball just seems to find his hands just perfectly. So it's the same thing on the football field. That's why, they put him in that spot. If you're going to kick it straight forward, he's going to be able to field it or fall on it, one or the other.
Is he a first baseman in baseball, or is he?
I don't know. I know his older brother was.
Okay. And there is a kneel by Holden Bousman as this clock's going to be going down. I do appreciate that we got all the seniors out there. If you notice, I think that's everybody.
I think all the seniors are on the field right now.
I'm looking. Victor's the only one because we got 12, of course, and you can't have 12, so he's getting his helmet on. So they got all 11 of them out there. What a great way on this senior night. And let's hope that we're playing here deep into November.
Yeah. The seniors have done a great job of done a great job of being able to play this season, with the way that it goes, and not sure if you're going to play one night or the next, or anything. And
most teams don't go through the adversity that we have went through over the past 2 years. We've talked about that as Holden takes another knee. It is 47-14 with 1:05 left. The Senators are just letting the clock run down here. No need to rub this in or anything. They've got theirs and what they do. These kids work their tail ends off. They lead. They're leaving the program in some good hands there. And I know that most of these kids have been up all the way through. The years here.
So one more knee, and that should get us through here. So Holden takes that,
and they're going to come to the sidelines. And thank you so much to this group of seniors. What a great group of kids.
On senior night. I know it's an early senior night, but definitely a thanks to those seniors. We're getting thank you from people. I know Keith Abels just texted and said, hey, great job on the broadcast. But it's for the seniors here as they have senior night. Great job for them. Great victory for the Senators tonight. They do come away with a victory. It's 47-14 here at Art Sanders Field. We're going to step aside, take one commercial break, and then we'll be back for some final stats, final thoughts, and wrap up. We'll be back in just a moment.
"13,000 feet has a way of testing a man's soul. After all, you were never meant to take on such an endeavor. That long drop is what separates human from superhuman. And here we are, right here, right now."
You're good at motivation, we're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
You hit that water, you're gonna want to look for weeds, sunken structures, down trees, stuff like that. And let that breeze tell you where you want to go. Windy days like this, those bait fish will come swimming closer to shore.
Back in
and bring the big boys with them, those bass and those pike. And they like cooler temperatures, so you ain't likely to have much.
You're good at giving fishing advice. We're good at your insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Back to live action here at Art Sanders Field, where the Senators do win tonight's PLAC matchup against the Mitchell Blue Jackets 47-14. Mr. Mills, what do you got?
I tell you what, it was a ground and pound kind of game. We look at this, how Holden Bousman leads the team with 4 touchdowns, 116 yards. Also was able to contribute with about 40 to 60 yards there through the air. And then Roper McPheeters, 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Bobby Stevens about 116 and a touchdown. So a lot of guys getting involved tonight. We see the Mitchell coming out and doing what they do. If you told me that Mitchell was going to have more passing touchdowns than us in this game, I would probably have said no way. But in case it was the opposite. So we have a good game here, shaking off the rust of a week off. A big game next week. It's at French Lick up there. We're going to go roll the dice and try to go 3-0.
So with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We're going to kick the live stream off. So once again, thank you for those of you who are tuned in on that. We're going to kick back over to the music from the WWSR. So if you're listening there, we'll have some music for you up in just a moment. But once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.